And a few words from my good friend, Mr. Lisa McLeod, the greatest minister in the province of Ontario.
Thanks very much, everyone. Good luck, guys, tonight. We worked really hard for the last 17 months to make sure that tonight's game can happen for junior lacrosse across Ontario, as well as for many other sports. I'm going to say, as Minister of Sport in the province of Ontario, I've had the great pleasure of working in many leagues, including this one. And this is just the second organized sport I've seen since we accelerated the return to play in June. I actually watched the Blue Jays a couple of weeks ago. You're next, and I'm just so excited to see you guys back. A lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice. Your moms, your dads, your coaches, the league itself, everybody wants to see you all succeed, and I want to make sure you succeed. I just want to say this as well before I conclude. Just a couple of days ago, I had an opportunity to be a St. Marie among the Hurons, to see where the first pitch ever was played for the game of lacrosse by the indigenous peoples of this land. And so I'm looking at all of you today here on that line. Canadian Indigenous tradition. I want to make sure that all of you are playing safe and you're playing well. And I know that your scouts are looking at you from across North America and into the United States. And I know it's the fastest growing game right now. Please do us proud, no matter which team you're from. I wish you all great success. Have a great night. Keep it up. And let's have a great season.
Now we would like to introduce sisters Sarah and Laura Kenichi to sing "O Canada."
It's hard to believe, but we are finally here. The finals of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League is here. The Iroquois Trophy will be handed out after today's matchup between the Brampton Excelsiors and the St. Catharines Athletics. Pat Gregoire on the call for today's OJLL finals. I'll be joined by Brian Shanahan, who was the MC of our opening ceremonies. OJLL Commissioner Mark Grimes, Chief Marketing Officer of the Dairy Farmers of Ontario, Mrs. Rosa Chechia, the Minister of Heritage, Sports, Tourism and Culture, the Honorable Lisa McLeod. Truly could not do it without those two helping out, getting people back here on the floor. And of course, Hall of Fame NHL legend Doug Gilmore also on hand. But now we get down to the action on the floor. These two teams outlasting the war of attrition, led by some stellar goaltending in between the pipes. Stephen Orleman on the right-hand side, with Brampton wearing the burgundy and gold jerseys. On the other side, it's the double blue Cam McLeod for St. Catharines. Face-off will be between Mason Kaminga, who has been tremendous, not just at faceoffs, but an outstanding defender for St. Catharines. And of course, on the other side, it is Zach Sunderland. These two have had some great face-off battles when they have faced off, and I am now joined by my color commentary partner, Brian Shanahan. Shani, you've been busy. We now just get to say hello. He's popped in the booth, but a great matchup between these two teams.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be a great game.
It really is. This has been a great tournament. Like from start to finish, the competition has been great. Nobody's run away with anything. No. Any game looks like anybody can win.
Indeed, and these two teams coming out of the West Division, and it's going to be St. Catharines who comes out with possession first. St. Catharines probably playing their best game of the tournament last game, where they knocked off a heavy favorite in Mimico, but now down to the turf in the finals. We'll see St. Catharines start with this possession. That outside shot is turned aside by Stephen Orleman, who's been sharp all season long.
And that's probably going to be the big key for Brampton, and it has been so far. They've got one of the best goalies in this tournament, and he gives them a big edge.
He certainly does, and the defense likes showing him the shots that he wants to see. Kyle Waters, one of the pickups heading into this season, a NLL prospect in this year's draft, gets things going. Outside shot, that one's blocked, and you'll probably hear me say that quite a bit, as St. Catharines loves blocking shots. A gritty bunch led by their head coach, Steve Toll.
And what do you say, Patty? Over, under 15, what do you say?
Oh, I'm hammering the under here,
Me
Shannon.
too, me too.
Down the other way, Keelan Pilon gets it to the far side. Pilon's gonna get it back, charging down low. He'll charge the net, and that shot just goes wide. Brampton gonna bring the ball up. They like playing fast and furious on both sides, and Caleb Creaser, one of those transition stars for the Excelsiors. Again, we'll get another possession here. Scoreless so far, just 2 minutes in, and note it is a 20-minute period for the finals here, all three. Seth Van Scheppen throws that pick. Great defense by Thomas Whitty. That shot does get on cage. We'll have a fresh restart here. And down the floor, here comes St. Catharines once again. Slowing things down is Connor Watson. He's gonna get that over to Liam Ham. Ham, a Newmarket, Ontario native. Over to Carter Zavitz. Zavitz, feed to the inside. Ham takes that shot, and that one goes wide. Brandon Maea battling for the ball. He grabs it, 7 seconds on the clock. They need something here. Orleman Sharp makes that shoulder save. Brampton once again slowing things down. Josh Medeiros, another NLL prospect coming into this year's draft. Austin Hazen won't be drafted for a little while. As Kyle Waters just a little bit overzealous on that moving pick there. St. Catharines starting now near side. That's Jackson Webster with it. Over to the far side, Alex Simmons, the quarterback of this Athletics offense. One hand on his stick now, charging through, and we'll see another moving pick call.
Well, they're calling that both ways, but you like when the offense pushes the limits. They see what they can get away with. The referees setting the tone, though.
Absolutely, that's one way you gauge to see what the refs are going to call in the contest, and I think both sides have seen what they are going to call. John Vesna, the big body, gets that over to Zach Sunderland. Sunderland tries to get it through. And again, another turnover here, and we'll have a chance here for Mason Kaminga, but smartly decides to slow things down, let his offense try their hand at a clean possession here. Simmons, as mentioned, the quarterback, leading this team in scoring. Takes it down low, charges through. But again, a big stop by Orleman.
Yeah, nice save. Orleman made that look easy. You got a feeling that it's going to take a while for this first goal. Both defenses are playing great. The goaltenders are steady behind them.
Steady indeed, and it's going to take a almost near perfect shot to open this things up, and both these teams have some tremendous shooters on both sides. Brennan, one of these shooters, takes the shot and scores! Nathan Brennan has been tremendous this entire OJLL season.
Well, you knew just as we said, it's going to take a while to get a goal. And he just gets a step on his defender and comes up high but bounces low.
I've mentioned a couple times, Shanny, some of these players out on the floor here tonight, not only battling for a championship, but also trying to improve their draft stock for the upcoming NLL draft. And I think Grennan is one of these players who's done just that.
And we've seen all kinds of NLL scouts every game.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. Thomas Whitty with it now. He's going to fake. Speaking of NLL talent, Whitty already with a 1 season under his belt with the Rochester Nighthawks. Webster over to the far side. It's Simmons. Maea down low with some space. Tries to flip that back to Webster. Little fake there. That one goes just wide. 10 seconds. And that 30. Brampton was looking for a delay a game there, but the official's going to let that one slide. That's one thing that the officials really have focused on here in this shortened season is those delays.
And I love the new rules. You know, the 8-second rule has just picked up the pace.
Yeah, isn't it? That 8-second rule is certainly my favorite. The smaller goalie sticks as well really pushes the transition.
I mean, all of them, even what you were saying about, you know, when there's a turnover, no messing around with the ball. Remember, you know, in the old days, people would kick it or push it or whatever, and that's such a no-brainer to go with that. I've been really happy, and I know the coaches have been very happy with the rules as well.
Absolutely, these two coaches thrilled with it as we see Sam LeClaire getting a clean shot off, but Orleman with another big stop. Burke's gonna run this up the floor. Wait for some of his offensive counterparts to come, and they do, and it's going to be Zach Sunderland on the near side boards. Over to Seth Van Scheppen. Grennan, our latest goal scorer, takes that shot. That goes just off the shoulder, and Mason Kaminga is going to hunt this ball down. Kaminga muscles his way through, takes the shot, and scores! Mason Kaminga ties this game up at 1.
He shows great speed to get this ball, but he's on the wrong side of the floor. The defender's got a bit of an angle. See him put the shoulder down, and nice how he just brings that stick over. I thought he would even consider curling up being on his wrong side, but nice goal, but great effort on the transition.
Mason Kaminga just scoring his 2nd goal of the tournament. I talked about it, how he brings so much to this team. A great defender, a great face-off player as well, but obviously showing he's got some offensive upside as well, Shanny. Face-off now ensues. These two have had great battles every time the two teams have met, both of them coming from the West Division. Zach Sunderland now going to take this down low. A little bounce pass to Austin Hazen, the captain, down over to John Vesna, one of the veterans on this team. Vesna has it. He's going to look for his options. He finds a good one in Hazen, and Pet Estrat. Just a little bit too much on that moving pick there. Brandon Maea gonna slowly trot down the floor. Look to see if they can break this tie and take their first lead of the game, and it starts on the far side. Is the quarterback, Simmons. Simmons waiting, takes a shot on the run. That's a big block though. That one not blocked, just a little too far. 5 seconds remain on the shot clock, and it's Burke once again with a big loose ball. Burke gonna stay for an offensive shift, gets it to the big Waters, the big body of Waters with a spin move, and that shot goes off the turf and out. St. Catharines back on offense here, as that was a quick possession for Brampton, and it's Zavitz who's going to start things off down low. Ty Stainhouse, who scored a gorgeous goal yesterday. Webster fakes over to Leclaire. Leclaire takes that shot. That one whistles wide. Webster is going to see if he can get this on net. Driving down low, one hand on it, and that's just going to be an easy stop there for Orleman. Chris Veltman moves the ball off. He's going to get off the floor, allow some offense to come here. Pent Estrat. Delay, rolls away. Over to Hazen, and that pass just too far, but great defense there by St. Catharines. 12:33 to go here in the first period on JVI Sports Network. Pat Gregoire, Brian Shanahan, pleased to bring here the Iroquois Trophy Finals. Little fake there. Simmons all alone on the crease. That's Carter Zavitz, and that's a 2-1 lead for St. Catharines.
How many times do you see Simmons sell a shot and then put it down the crease? I saw it yesterday against Mimico, and that you got to wonder, why is that guy wide open? But Simmons is so good at becoming the most dangerous guy on the floor. Once he gets doubled, he finds that man.
31 assists in 10 games played now for Alex Simmons. Only 7 goals, but when you can distribute the ball like that,
it doesn't matter.
Does not matter.
Yesterday, I don't think he got a goal, but he must have had about 4 assists.
Yeah, he was tremendous, and you mentioned it. It seems that he always finds the open guys, and it seems to be Zavitz a lot of the time on the crease. A great scrum there, and it's going to be St. Catharines who's going to be awarded with the ball, and surprise, surprise, it's Alex Simmons who's going to start it off, try the hidden ball, but Brampton not biting on that one. So here comes that shot there as Simmons goes wide, but Brandon Maia is able to pick that up. 10 seconds on the shot clock, feeding the crease. Liam's not able to grab it, as Brampton will run it up the floor, and it's a truck stick there by Garcia as he flattens his defender. Waters with another truck stick. That goes off the post. Waters again using that big frame. Big reason.
When Waters decides he wants to go to the net, he's tough to stop.
He's tough to stop indeed, and that's why I think he's going to hear his name called quite early in this year's draft. Just declared for the draft as well. Ham to his right side. Keelan Pilon, one of the distributors on this team. That shot is just wide as Caleb Creaser will try to get a stick on it, and he doesn't. So we'll get a possession here for Brampton. 11 minutes to go here in the first. 2-1 the score in favor of St. Catharines. Grennan down low to Seth Van Scheppen, over to Hazen. Hazen, he's dangerous in this spot, not afraid. And a beautiful feed to the middle. That's Lucas Ferreira getting in on the goal scoring.
Yeah, and we talked about Simmons making it a nice feed. This one is just as nice by Hazen. Everybody comes at him, and oh my gosh, look at how Ferreira just snuck open.
And Shanny, you mentioned it's in that there, Hazen, he's the shooter, so you got to respect the shot. He'll take it from anywhere, but that then opens up.
You said it as soon as you got the ball. You said he's got a great shot, and they are respecting that. But, so both goals, though, you could call them mistakes. Guys leaving their man, leaving their man to double on somebody else, and these guys are too skilled.
Yeah, too skilled indeed. And in a championship game against two teams that are so close, it's those little mistakes that can be the difference maker. Right now, 2-2 Waters starting things off. Again, using the big frame, he fakes, gets it up to another big body in John Vesna. Over to Van Scheppen. Sorry, that's Ferreira. Ferreira with it now, the latest goal scorer, takes the shot from the outside. But Cam McLeod makes the save. Whitty's going to start this off. He's got some numbers, but instead decides to flip that over to Keelan Pilon. Braden Maia looking, waiting. Off the bench is Ty Stainhouse dancing through, takes the shot. That one goes wide and out. Burke's gonna trot up the floor and just flip this one here to Zach Sunderland. Sunderland over to the far side. Nathan Grennan looking, window shopping here, takes it down low, finds Sunderland to Pet Estrat, takes the shot, and it's Grennan who picks up the loose ball, still has it, fights through a couple of hard checks, and he'll get a 30-second clock here. Estrat. Over to the far side again, Estrat again. That shot just goes right off the helmet there. That's a big block from Owen Friesen. Friesen, a draft pick of the Halifax Thunderbirds from last year's draft. Seen a lot of Thunderbirds coaches, general manager, scouts, whatever it may be. Hazen takes that outside shot, and that one's turned aside there by McLeod. And here come the Athletics, and that's going to be, yep, too many men. Another change for this rule. Doesn't matter if you're on offense or defense. Too many men, it's an immediate penalty. And we're going to see an extra attacker chance here. Maea takes the shot. Rebound picked up. It's a fresh clock. Another rule change here in the OJLL. Pilon, skip pass to the crease. That one's turned aside, and finally picking up possession is Brampton.
And Orleman read that pass, read that play. That could be a dangerous play if the goalie's thinking shot, and he knew exactly where that pass was going.
He knew indeed, so the too many men call coming for Brampton here. They'll look to kill off this deadly penalty. Or sorry, this deadly power play, as we see so many offensive threats. Pilon on the shooter position with Sam LeClaire, and it's Alex Simmons who's going to play the top, and he gets the ball back. Over to Pilon. Simmons back over to Pilon. Pilon can't hold on to that ball. 13 seconds on the shot clock. We'll see what they can do now again. Pilon back up to top. A little behind the back feed to the crease. Shot. That one goes off the outside of the net.
And that's the play that Simmons likes to look for on the crease.
That is the look they were looking for, but unfortunately for them, hitting the side of the net, and Brampton's just going to try to chew up as much clock as possible. But Waters not afraid to take it to the net if the chance does arise, and it looks like he's going to take it now. Walking into a double. Big swim move down to the crease.
Oh, and he got a nice shot away on that. He turned that 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 into a dangerous play.
Yeah, we saw him score like that last night from the turf. And he's the type of player, until the ball's out of his stick, he's a threat to score. So again, 50 seconds on the power play. The Athletics will look to take another lead here. Simmons waiting, watching, outside fake. And Sam LeClaire gets a power play strike here, and it's a beauty.
Watch, he sells the overhand, then goes sidearm, or was it the other way around? Sells a sidearm, then goes overhand, yes. And really, Orleman was ready for that shot, but it was the fact that he went low sidearm and then came up top and made the difference.
Absolutely, and that's what it is when you get to the next level at the National Lacrosse League, or even here in the OJLL. Those sharpshooters, it's not just about how hard you can shoot it or where you can place it, it's the deception of the shot, and LeClaire does a great job of doing that on that tally. 7:14 to go. St. Catharines take a 3-2 lead. I want to thank you for tuning in to JVI Sports Network's presentation of the Iroquois Trophy Finals, the OJLL Championship. And upended there is Ty Stainhouse, as that's suffocating Brampton defense. Van Scheppen over to John Vesna. Venza with a spin move over to Grennan. Grennan drops his shoulder. And we'll see another penalty coming up here. That's going to be a hold.
Time to St. Catharines.
Tanner Vale going to sit down here for a hold. Vale, one of the older veterans on this team. St. Catharines just littered with 99s and 2000 borns on this roster. A really go for it year this year. Eastrat coming over the top, skips to Grennan. Grennan back to Van Scheppen. Hazen takes. That one's off the shoulder of McLeod. Tyler Halls picks it up, and he's going to dump that right to Thomas Whitty, who has no problem just taking this one to the near boards and try to chew up as much clock as possible. Carter Zavitz down low. Back up top. Down low again for Braden Maea. Maea, toe drag, spins, takes that shot. That one goes wide, and he'll have another look at it, but sails that one almost into Jamie Dowick's owner box there. So Brampton will once again try to see if they can even this up at 3. Waters comes across. That's too much time and space for Waters, as Grennan's in a battle for this ball here in the corner. We get a fresh restart there, but I don't think we gain possession. But Brampton comes out with the ball with Seth Van Scheppen now working the top. Waters over to Vesna. Vesna down low to Grennan. Grennan window shopping, looking, takes the underhand shot. That goes off the leg pad of Cameron McLeod. Waters comes through the top. Skip pass to Hazen. Again, another skip pass. That one's too far for Vesna. Van Scheppen to Waters. Waters, that goes right off the chest. And another chance there for Hazen, but that one whistles wide.
McLeod really coming out on the outside shots, but that opened it up for Hazen on that rebound. I think Hazen just missed.
And the St. Catharines cheering section thrilled with that kill there as they dodge a bullet and will now go even here. Simmons with some space takes the shot. That one is turned away by Stephen Orleman, and Garcia's going to move the ball up the floor now. Penn Estrat over to the far side, and Scheppen to Ferreira. Ferreira back over to Estrat. Estrat uses that pick, takes the shot. That one goes wide, didn't hit the net, so that one's going to be over and back. Quick start here for St. Catharines as Liam Ham chugs onto the floor. He's got some space, uses his body, rolls away, and he tries to get through, but Mike Burke picks up the loose ball. He's coming down the turf. We've got numbers. Burke takes the shot off the stick of the goaltender of St. Catharines. Scoring chance here. Halls fakes, moves it, little twister shot, but he grabs his own rebound. And again, St. Catharines with a huge ovation from their cheering section. Ham gonna come back onto the floor again. Keelan Pilon with it now. He's got some space on his wrong side, takes the shot. Big stick save though by Orleman, and he gets it up to Creaser. Creaser in all alone with the chance, takes the shot and scores. Caleb Creaser ties up the game, but how about that pass from Stephen Orleman?
And not just the pass, the save. It was all alone for St. Catharines, makes the save, puts it straight up the floor. How many times you see that big save down in one end leads to a goal on the other end? What a momentum changer. Could have been easily 4-2, now at 3-3.
A swing of momentum indeed, and that is just another reason why one of these rule changes, getting the small sticks into these goaltenders to see those passes like that in transition.
And I think the goal, and my son's a goalie, I think the goalies have all been happy that they've been forced to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I think a lot of them felt they had to use the big woody just because of the size of them.
I totally agree with you there. I think the sentiment is that
as long as everybody's using them.
Exactly. Right? And it's only going to prep them better for the next level.
Exactly. I mean, you got to use them in the NLL, and these are better for passing.
Yeah, absolutely. As Stephen Orleman, just one of many goaltenders this weekend and last weekend that proved that they can be a big part of the transition game. Simmons dodges through over to Zavitz. Zavitz with the outside shot. That one goes off Orleman and out. So it's going to stay here with St. Catharines. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first period. 3-3 the score. 14-13 the shots in favor of St. Catharines. Maea over to Zavitz. Zavitz with a great shot there. Rebound turned aside by Orleman. A great save. Loose ball battle ensues down the other way. They're going to have to get this over in 8 seconds. And actually, no possession called.
I don't think they had called possession.
No possession indeed, but they're going to get it now. So we'll see here if Brampton can regain the lead. Seth Van Scheppen takes it down low. Behind the net is Nathan Grennan. Grennan with 7 seconds on the clock. Needs something here. Skip pass to Estrat, and that shot, again, just right into the breadbasket of Cam McLeod. A minute 35 to go here in the first, and what a game we have been treated to so far here in the OJLL Championship. The Iroquois Trophy on the line. Simmons with the swim move. Simmons, skip pass over to Ham. Ham, outside shot. That one goes wide of the mark. And it's Veltman who picks up that loose ball and gets it over to Steele. Steele to Sunderland, Zach Sunderland. About 20 seconds left on the shot clock here for Brampton. Ferreira back to Sunderland with some space, takes the outside shot, and again, right into the stomach pad of McLeod. Some great scoring opportunities the last couple of possessions for Brampton, just not being able to execute on the shot. Speaking of which, there, that shot goes from the outside. I think they're looking to get a reset and possession there, but
yeah, they were. And Orleman's going to stop that and put in stick every time.
Yep, absolutely. His rebound control is tremendous, as he showed there. 24 seconds to go, 16 on the shot clock. Van Scheppen, he'll wait, receives a pick there from Grennan. Sutherland down to Estrat. Estrat back over. A little face dodge there, takes the shot. We saw that jump shot sink before. 8 seconds. And we hear a timeout called by Mike Hazen, the head coach.
Well, that was a big reset for Brampton.
Massive.
So of course they're going to call the timeout to pull the goalie.
And I think Mike Hazen was trying to also see if there was any time added. And as I say
And they're probably, oh, did they add it?
Yeah. It was actually at 6:25.
And I think that's a good call because they were calling timeout right away.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, I've talked about it all weekend long. I shouldn't say weekend, but the past couple of weekends. Tremendous coaching throughout this entire league, and two of the top coaching staffs here on display, and a big reason why they're still standing here.
Yeah, and it's no surprise. I mean, we've got guys, they're NLL staff coaching junior teams here. Steve Toll's going to be with Fort Worth this year.
Yep.
And I think he's done a great job in junior. It's about time he gets a job in the NLL. I think one of these days he'll be a head coach in the NLL, but obviously Hazen's got a number of championships at every level.
Absolutely. You've seen, obviously, Steve Toll firsthand what he was able to do with Mimico. Now looking to see if he can get an Ontario championship with St. Catharines. Estrat, outside shot. McLeod making a big stop to close out the opening frame. And after 20 minutes, we have ourselves a tied game, 3-3 the score. Shanny, what an opening frame.
Yeah, it's just what I expected. I mean, good goaltending, both ends, tough defense, and some pretty nice plays. When there's a mistake made, these guys know how to cash in. The only thing that's keeping it from being about 6-6 is the goaltending from both teams. Yeah, the goaltending has been outstanding. And before we get to the intermission break, our very own Matt Carrick is going to be joined by Steve Toll, head coach of the St. Catharines Athletics.
Thanks a lot, Pat. First off, that first period looks like you guys were running both sides. Not that we wouldn't expect that from these two teams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously we've played each other twice already. They're a great club from coaching, and Hazer's unbelievable coaching. We know Orleman's great, and they got good shooters. So it was a great period all around. I mean, exciting for the crowd. Nice goals both sides. So it's going to be a close one, I think, all the way through.
How did your preparation change? Normally you'd have a couple days off for a full series. This is one game the next day.
Yeah, I told the boys, watch some games. We all watch videos as coaches and did the best preparation we could within 24 hours.
And finally, I know you've got a number of 99s and potentially 2000s playing their last game regardless of the situation here today. Is there anything you can say or how important is that for this game for them?
Yeah, it's super important. I mean, they lost 2 years at junior, which absolutely sucks. And to give them one last opportunity and for us to make the finals, like I said to the boys, it's an opportunity that doesn't come around even for the younger guys, too. You might never play for an Ontario championship. So you got to seize the moment and go get it.
All right, Toller, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for this.
Thank you very much.
That's Steve Toll of the St. Catharines Athletics. It's tied 3-3 after the first period. More Ontario Junior Lacrosse League action from the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre here on JVI after this timeout.
When we first started the school, we wanted to build something special, and that's what's brought us here to this campus. We feel like this is a special place. There's 134 acres of pristine nature, and it's going to be a place where our student athletes can really explore the boundaries of their potential. And we don't want it to feel like school. We want it to feel like home in their own community.
For the last 13 years, we've worked really hard to build a program and environment for dedicated student athletes to thrive and to reach their potential. We're ready for that next step, and that next step is to be on a campus that enhances that environment and enhances that culture. The first day I stepped foot on this property, I knew that it was the right fit and the perfect environment for our student athletes to reach their potential.
We have student athletes that come from all different backgrounds and all different places from around the world, and immediately as they come through the gates here individually, they're going to feel at home here. Being in a serene environment like that, they can focus on making good choices and making decisions that get them closer to their goals.
There's great power and advantage for a student athlete to have everything on one campus, and having a private school education with individual attention to a robust strength and conditioning program, to a unique athletic experience, and one that really will allow a student athlete to explore the boundaries of their potential.
It's not just a school, it will be a home for all of our student athletes and staff. We have custom academic building, we have an on-site cafeteria, we have residence buildings, and there's a lot of power and strength in having everything in-house and on-site and accessible to our student athletes at all times.
Our philosophy at the Hill Academy is to have a balanced experience, and we feel like this campus really gives our students the space to try to achieve that balance and have opportunities to detach from their rigorous academic and athletic schedule. It can be demanding, it can be stressful, and we want our students to have space, to reflect on their own, to have their own space, to share those in-between times with their fellow classmates and form, deep, meaningful, impactful relationships. And that's a big part of this experience at the Hill.
This is a really significant development for the Hill Academy. I reflect with profound gratitude for all the families, Hill alumni, student athletes and staff that have really laid the foundation for where we are today. I also look forward with excitement, at all the possibilities for our present and future student athletes at a location such as this. From the moment I stepped foot on this site, there was a feeling, I want to say almost a spirit that I sensed. And I really felt that this is an ideal development for us in the new chapter of the Hill Academy. The feather is a talisman, almost a symbol. It's a logo on all our uniforms. And basically the idea behind the feather is that if you will something to happen, it will emerge, but at different places, sometimes places you don't expect. And in our history, the feather has appeared. And to me, the feather has appeared here.
Ride the tide with Coastline Lacrosse and their catalog of stringing lacrosse. Title Mesh, new from Coastline Lacrosse, features nylon-free yarns and a weatherproof, durable, lightweight product that will help you elevate your game, whether it's on the field or on the barn. Coastline Lacrosse is a proud sponsor of the Minnesota Wheat Kings of the Interstate Box Lacrosse Association and is proud to support the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Visit coastlinelacrosse.com to learn more about Title Mesh today. Ride the tide, coastlinelacrosse.com. We'd also like to remind you that today's and all the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League broadcasts are brought to you by the dairy farmers of Ontario. Hashtag milk up. You see the goaltenders there, Shanny, both of them. We knew they were going to be sharp. We knew they were going to be great. But, I mean, you look at the numbers there, so close.
Yeah. They're both playing great. But right now, you could say a difference in this game is that one save Orlerman made. It could have easily been 4-2 for St. Catharines. He made the save, threw the ball up the floor. I think that was the goal by Creaser.
Yep.
And we got a 3-3 game. So, yeah, having a great goaltender, it's making the saves, but it can be more than that.
Absolutely, and that's why Stephen Orleman, signed that contract with the New York Riptide. He's got a lot of pressure on him heading this fall into camp, but what we've seen from him here, obviously, he knows that, like you said, it's not just about saving the ball. It's about, controlling the rebounds, getting the ball up the floor, and we've seen some great stuff from him. And Cam McLeod, you talked about how Steve Toll is with Panther City Lacrosse, and Cam McLeod actually signing a contract earlier this week with Panther City, so you got to assume Toller had a big part of that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think there's a few ex-Mimico players who have been invited to camp, and that was because they played for Toll when he was with Mimico. So it's great, when we're talking about the coaches in this league, how they all have NLL ties.
Yeah.
So these guys, for many reasons, they're not trying to just impress their friends and family. They need to impress the coaches, impress NLL scouts, and yeah, some of these guys are going to get great opportunities based on what they do in this tournament.
Absolutely, and I think you talk about the coaches, and I think a big part of it as well is the brands and the style of lacrosse they play. You've seen a lot of Steve Toll as a player, as a coach, but as a coach, the teams that he has, they always play hard. They are always fast, athletic, and they never give up, and I think that's the case with this group right here as well.
Yeah, and we saw that in the game yesterday against Mimico. I mean, for much of that game, it looked like they were a goal or two away from being out of it. They just hung in there. They hung in there, and eventually the tide turned their way, unfortunately.
And on the other side with Mike Hazen, a team that always is well coached, and I think we're seeing that especially down the stretch. There have been times where Brampton hasn't looked all that impressive during the year, but when it became must win, that's when we're seeing the best lacrosse.
And I don't think of them, and probably I don't think of anybody in this tournament as a powerhouse. But Brampton, a lot of good solid players, but they are going to execute Hazen's plan. And how do you not when you've got a coach who's won multiple NLL championships? He can tell you to do anything, and you say, yes, sir.
Absolutely, and I think that is the case here, and that's why they're still standing. Not standing there is Tanner Vale, who's bumped to the ground on that hard pick, so St. Catharines going to actually get the first full possession here in period number 2, 3-3 the score. Zavitz over to the near side. That's Simmons. Simmons waiting, looking. Bumps off his man. He still has it. Waiting 5 seconds. Great defense there by Creaser.
Yeah, really good defense. Not letting Simmons get a shot at the net. And that's one of the things that the coaches hate. Sometimes a defender will let up with a second to go on the shot clock, and how many times we see those late goals.
Yeah, you'll get the late goal or even just a shot off the goalie and a repossession there. Van Scheppen with a swim move. And an even better finish. And Brampton regains the lead.
And a lovely swim move, you called it, and probably helps that he's about 6'3". Like to reach over the defender, and then excellent shot, top right corner.
Beautiful swim move, but also kind of had McLeod dragging the one way and then shot it down low the other way.
He's going right to left, and he shoots it back to the right. That's really tough for the goalie to stop.
A very tough stop indeed, and Cam McLeod has been sharp, but the shot from Van Scheppen a little too sharp for him. Kaminga with another face-off draw, can't pick up the loose ball, but Aiden Buis can. It's the captain, Thomas Whitty, with it now. Little flip pass over to Keelan Pilon, and Pilon's going to start possession here for St. Catharines. Ty Stainhouse to the middle. Sam LeClaire, goal number 2, and we're tied up once again.
And what a response. We have not had a 2-goal lead in this game. Anytime the team goes up by 1, we get the tie. And LeClaire, nice feed by Stainhouse, but LeClaire just gets a step on his defender. I don't know if the defender thought he was too close to the net or what, but he gave him room. The catch and the shot right in. That had to be definitely less than a minute from that last goal.
Yeah, great point indeed, Shanny. It has been back and forth, and it's the counter punch from both these teams. But one strikes. St. Catharines wins possession there, but the ball is going to go all the way down in the corner. And it's going to be Burke who picks up that loose ball, so Brampton with a chance here to take the lead. Vesna on the near side boards. He waits, takes it down low with some space. Feeding the inside there is Hazen, and Hazen loses possession, so it's going to be St. Catharines now. It's Thomas Whitty, the captain. Bring it over half. And he gets that down low. To Maea, up to Liam Ham. Little bounce pass there to Maea. Maea behind the net to Zavitz, 9 seconds on the clock. Zavitz to the middle. Big stop once again, but the rebound picked up and scores! Another lead change again.
And a couple of defensive breakdowns by Brampton. First, watching the right side, they let their man open again. Orlerman makes the save. That ball squirts through, and Orlerman is not able to get up for that rebound. Who is it that put in that rebound?
That was Braden Maea.
But just being at the right spot, and that ball just kind of squeaked out of the crease area, and he was fortunate. Maea was fortunate to pick it up.
Maea with goal number 12 of this OJLL season. Another depth scoring piece for this athletics team. And St. Catharines going to get possession once again. Sam LeClaire down low to Ty Stainhouse. Stainhouse outside shot, but that's blocked by Mandeville. And that goes off Brampton, so it's not going to be an over and back violation. But Mandeville is going to pick up the loose ball, and he gets that to safe space. Mandeville, one of the players picked up in the dispersal draft of the Barrie Lakeshores. Waters comes across. That one just goes right off the pipe. And down the floor is Seth Van Scheppen, who gets that over to Penn Eastrat. Eastrat down low to Waters. Waters into Grennan. Grennan behind the back and scores! Nathan Grennan, the pride of Ottawa, Ontario, scores a huge goal.
And look at him use his reach. Just reaches up for that pass. And that's not showboating. That's the only shot he could take, the way the defender's draped all over him. And not only is it the over-the-shoulder shot, but it's the over-the-shoulder bounce shot that makes it more difficult.
Nathan Grennan, as mentioned earlier on, a prospect for this draft. And Shanny, his stock just keeps getting higher and higher and higher.
Well, it's the biggest game of this tournament. He's got his second goal They're not getting this over the line. Just in time.
Just in time indeed. So St. Catharines here going to see if they can regain the lead. And it's going to be Zavitz, 10 seconds on the clock. He's shifty. Over to Maia, the latest goal scorer. And this time it's an absolute cannonade from the outside. St. Catharines takes a 6-5 lead.
The shooters are getting hot. Maia gets his second of the game on this outside shot. He just hesitates, improves his angle, and that's a nice shot.
That
really is.
A gorgeous shot. Maia goal number 2. And Shani, I'm not going to panic yet. We took the under. Starting to sweat this one out.
How many times? I've seen it in NLL games sometimes. 1-1 after the first and then 12-12 after the second.
And these two goaltenders are sharp, but we talked about it, so many great shooters. It takes time for them to start to heat up, pick up the goalie's tendencies as well. Looks like Stephen Orleman getting some attention here from the equipment manager for Brampton.
Well, both goalies were given a break to go to the bench and get a drink of water, and I think they earned it.
And Shani, we'll get a second look at this beautiful goal here.
Yeah, that just a nice shot. I was trying to see if Orleman might have been injured, but it looks like an equipment repair he's getting here. Didn't look like he stretched or anything on that shot. It was just a good shot, and he's getting the stick fixed.
So Orleman will head back to his cage. And
still, despite the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in the first 4 minutes of this period, we still have not had anyone take a 2-goal lead.
It is unbelievable what these two teams have been able to do. Just, you have the one team, as I said, throw that big blow, but it's the counter punch. It's that second effort here to tie the game up or regain the lead. Pilon with it now, 10 seconds on the clock. He needs something here. Fights through a double, takes the shot. That one's turned away. The rebound, picked up, and scores!
Oh, and look who got it. Maia gets his 3rd in a row, and this time, again, it's the rebound that St. Catharines does a great job of cashing in on. They did the same against Mimico yesterday. They're pouncing on the rebound. And I don't know how that squeaked through, and because Orleman followed it all the way, but it somehow got through, and we got our first 2-goal lead of the game.
Brandon Maia with the hat trick. We've seen him blast a goal from the outside. We've seen a quick stick on the inside. That one there, just a smart heads-up play to crash the net and put that one home.
Yeah, 2 of his goals were just being in the right place, the right time, picking up rebounds, and obviously that nice outside shot too.
And St. Catharines going to pick up this loose ball as it's a great pick up there from Tanner Dale, who gets it to some safe space.
Well, and you watch, they're going to take lots of shots. They're hoping that Brampton's maybe a little rattled.
Perhaps rattled, but when you have Stephen Orleman in between the pipes making saves like that from the outside, it's going to calm things down as Chris Veltman picks up the loose ball. Veltman, a 99 born year, but first full season here in Junior A. Vesna comes across, back over to Pent Estrat. Estrat on the run, takes the shot. That one almost hits the top. And Vesna gets a shot off there, but it's going to be picked up here by St. Catharines. And ball comes all the way here for Cote. Cote's going to run it down, roll away. Still has it now. Felix Cote to Alex Simmons. 14 seconds on the clock. Good job by Brampton to chew up a lot of time here. Zavitz, big fake from him. They'll need a shot here. Maia seeing if he can score number 4, but he can't there. And Brampton's gonna pick up possession all the way down the other end as Owen Blunt-Smith might stay on here for a shift of offense. And no, instead he decides to come off. As Van Scheppen has some space here on an island. Takes the shot, that one. Rebound picked up, oh my goodness. What a chance there for Waters, but denied by McLeod. Hazen takes it down low. He's got some space, crashes through, takes the shot, but McLeod with a big stop. But it's Brampton picking up the rebound. Grennan over to Zach Sunderland. Sunderland back up to Van Scheppen. He's got space down low, feeds Grennan in the middle, but he drops that pass. Still 14 seconds on the clock. Lots to do something here. Scheppen over to Grennan on an island once again. Takes the shot. That one whistles wide, and it's going to be over and back. Well, possession going to start here in the corner with Keelan Pilon. Maea with 3 goals. Alex Simmons down low to Liam Ham. Ham looking, waiting behind the cage. Back over to Simmons, 14 seconds on the clock. Lots of space down low, feeds to the middle. LeClaire takes the shot. And Matt Garrison, one of the officials for tonight. Matt Garrison, Brent Colombe, and Lee Grenier are our officials here for tonight. Didn't give them a shout out just yet, but the officiating has been tremendous, I think, here in this tournament.
And, one of the other new rules is adding a third referee, and that's taken away a lot of the behind-the-scenes garbage that sometimes happens.
And Tyler Halls picks up that off the backside pipe and runs it into some safe space. He's had himself a very solid campaign. Halls, I believe, picked up by Vancouver in last year's NLL draft. Zavitz over to Simmons. Simmons to the far side. A little shake and bake, tries the spin move into the middle. Shot turned aside there, but the rebound comes out and almost in the net. Oh my goodness. Could have been disastrous for Brampton there. And an 8-second violation for Brampton. St. Catharines going to take over. Thomas Whitty over to Sam LeClaire.
The next goal is huge in this game because right now Brampton does look a little bit rattled.
Yes. Feeding there is Simmons. Simmons gets it, coming around the top, takes the shot, rebound. LeClaire off the pipe. LeClaire. And Ham comes up with this loose ball on the run from his knees. Orleman makes the save.
St. Catharines has been all over the rebounds.
Brampton has to do a much better job boxing out their men, grabbing these rebounds. Brennan with a hard pick, no call there. He'll get the ball back, spins away, takes the shot, and scores! Make it a hat trick for Nate Grennan. The draft stock continues to rise.
It almost looks like a broken play. I thought the defender did a pretty good job of keeping him to the outside, off balance, and somehow he put that in, I think, the short side.
That's got to be frustrating as a defender, Shanny. You play great defense, you push him to the side.
Yeah, I mean, he was practically in the air as he shot, off balance, falling back.
So we've seen a goal basically almost from goal line extended from Grennan, behind the back goal with a bouncer, and then that jump shot for his first. Loose ball battle continues here, and Caleb Creaser through the legs of Cote. Creaser with the chance, takes a shot and scores! Have a night, Caleb Creaser!
And what a response by Brampton. The battle over the loose ball, not letting St. Catharines get over half. Creaser picks it up himself and puts the finish on. Now this all started with just a nice little battle on the face-off. Oh yeah, you see that play, knocking the ball loose, and that was Liam Steele, who should get some credit for that. He won't get an assist, but he actually knocked the man loose, or knocked the ball loose, in a good check.
Liam Steele, a 2000 born player for Brampton, one of the I don't want to say younger, but one of the players, I mean, you look at this list, the amount of 99s and 2000s on both sides of these teams, a lot. There's going to be a lot of players that potentially graduate.
Yeah.
We don't know what the new rule is going to be for next year, so Steele going to have to play a big role next year. And some rough stuff there, but the official, Brett Colombe, says play on. None of that. As Ferreira's going to start with possession, and it's a moving pick, quick restart here. And
I'm actually surprised only one. No, it's both. I think that's the right call.
I think it's the right call indeed, Shanny.
He had let, or at least Colombe had let a couple guys go a few times, and if that's going to keep up, eventually send both to the penalty box to send a message.
Message sent indeed, as Vesna, and I believe it's going to be Tanner Vale, who each sit down there. So some 4-on-4 lacrosse.
I always love 4-on-4. It opens up.
Absolutely, especially with these players here.
I'm going to predict at least one goal.
So our under bet is certainly in jeopardy right now.
Changing that one.
Take the live line as Simmons looking, seeing his options. He finds one as Maea can't find the back of the net, though.
And this is when they play 4-on-4. This is where the defenders really have to work, because you've got pretty much two-man games going on.
Yep.
Lots of floor space. One mistake and guys going to the net.
Absolutely can't cheat at all. As Hazen, lots of time, space, takes the shot there. McLeod makes the stick save. Mason Kaminga trying to pick up the loose ball, but he can't. And he finally does and gets it around the net. He's going to need to get it over. And he does to his captain, Thomas Whitty, who puts on the afterburners to make sure he gets there over in 8 seconds.
And I like you see that. You have to do that now.
Yep. No time wasted. You have to get it over in 8 seconds. I love that rule. That shot by Sam Leclerc just misses the far corner. He's going to get the ball back. Try it again. 4 seconds on the clock. From his wrong side, needs to get something off. And Veltman does a good job there.
Veltman was trying to tell the ref, nope, I wasn't holding.
Yep. It was close, but you saw him take the hand off, show the evidence to the official. 28 seconds here to go. Nathan Grennan with the ball in his stick. Tries to feed Penn Eastrat, but that one is knocked loose. Buies can't hold on to that. And neither can Blunt Smith. Blunt Smith finds his man, Caleb Creaser, who has been a breakout star for Brampton. 2 goals here tonight, but tremendous all tournament long here for the Excelsiors. Ferreira, 15 seconds on the clock. Back over to the far side, it's Eastrat now. Bounce shot goes off the leg of McLeod and into the stick of Vesna. Vesna to the far side to Sunderland. And Eastrat with a ton of speed here, takes it down low, rolls away. Grennan can't hold on to that ball. And St. Catharines with an opportunity here. It's Tanner Vale. And just runs out of a little bit of real estate there.
And I like that run back by that Brampton player. Not sure who that was, but he came back hard. And sometimes you're playing offense for like a minute or so. You don't have a lot of steam left.
And that player was, I believe, Nathan Grennan, who has put on a show here, not just today.
Yeah, it was Nathan Grennan, right?
Not just today, but in the semifinals as well. Ferreira picks up the loose ball. Vesna over to Waters. Waters takes it down low. And that shot just goes wide of the net in St. Catharines. A great stick there by Van Scheppen. But Brampton not able to pick up the loose ball until right now. And turned over there by St. Catharines. Got to watch the line there. And good timeout call there by St. Catharines.
That was just a protective timeout by St. Catharines. They thought he was going to get knocked over that line. He was doing the tightrope.
And again, another rule adapted by the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League is that over and back. Another great rule. And Shannon, we can't speak to it enough. These new rules Commissioner Mark Grimes and everyone involved in the OJLL.
You know what? I have not
Fantastic job.
talked to anybody who hasn't been positive about these rules and the changes. And you know, they've adopted NLL rules. Most of these kids would like to play in the NLL one day, and this is the step before, you know, in most cases. So I think it's a no-brainer. But not just that. I know not everybody's always receptive to change, but every coach, every player I've talked to has been very positive about these new rules.
Absolutely, and you mentioned obviously, first and foremost, it's about preparing the athlete for the next level.
But even as a fan,
you just stole the words right out. It is such a better product to watch.
I was talking to George Chandler. I don't know if you know George Chandler. He was actually he drove the bus for Orangeville, but he's a Hall of Famer. He's the #1 all-time leading scorer junior A history, and he's such a soft-spoken, humble guy. But first thing he said to me, he goes, "I can't believe the speed of this game."
Yep.
And it's great when a guy like him, you know, old timer, old school, just appreciates it. You know, that's saying something.
Absolutely. I mean, the athletes that we're seeing here on display here tonight and all season long has been tremendous. 7-7 the score. Behind the back chance there for Maea. He can't get goal number 4. As Caleb Creaser, and we're going to get a penalty here as Maea is shoved down to the turf by Mackenzie Burke.
And not a smart play, but this is evidence of that third referee. You know, the ball's up the floor, and that third referee. And I have to admit, I missed it. Did you see it?
I actually missed it as well. I was looking up the other way, so. We're going to actually throw it to Matt Carrick, who had a chance to see the play there.
Yeah, there was a tie-up to the right side of the crease, guys, and Orleman was unhappy that there wasn't a call on the interference, and as the St. Catharines player ran by, he just basically stuck his stick out. I'm not sure what the argument is, to be quite honest.
Wasn't there?
No, it was on Orleman for sure.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Matt. That's why we have the extra eyes in the sky. Matthew Carrick, our Swiss Army knife here at JVI.
Oh my.
Great chance there for Zavitz, but he's struggling
looks like
to
he's
get
hurt.
down.
Yeah, like staying on.
And Leclerc went over there to check to see if he's okay. Probably apologized to him as well, as I think it was his stick that hit him. St. Catharines with a chance there. Zavitz still limping, not looking great there. But who's looking great? It's Sam Leclerc who gets another big goal.
From where we are standing, we got the perfect angle. Pretty much what the cameras are seeing here. This is just a perfect shot. Watch at the far right side. There's not a lot of room. Oh my. He just squeezed that in.
And with his best impression of Stephen Keogh with the turf swipe. But how about Shaney before that? The big fake to free up the space and take that shot in. The athletics bench is buzzing here as they exchange some words with Stephen Orleman. And it's not often you can say it, Shanny, but Orleman's starting to look like maybe he's getting a little bit rattled here.
Yeah, and you know the way Steve told coaches that if he smells blood in the water, he's going to make sure that his players are, getting in his face as much as possible without taking penalties.
Absolutely, smash mouth lacrosse, if you will. But Orleman has a chance here to redeem himself as he gets that to Creaser. Creaser looking over to Waters, and that one's just a little bit too far.
Was wide open. The defender ran right by him.
Van Scheppen, 15 seconds on the clock. Over to Hazen. Hazen! And that is just vintage Hazen.
Yeah, nice shot by Hazen. Got one assist, but hadn't scored a goal yet. But watch again, underhand, but then comes over. That was what we saw earlier, one of the other goals.
Austin,
some sharp shooting.
Austin Hazen, the leading point getter and leading goal scorer for Brampton. That's goal number 14 for him.
And there goes our over-under. We've both lost our money.
Oh, boy. Ooh, and a hard slash there, no call.
Yeah, no call, yeah.
As the loose ball battle will continue as these officials let them play on, and Mason Kaminga gets that ball to his teammate Buis, over to Carter Zavitz. 8-8 the score, 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second. Pat Gregoire, Brian Shanahan, and Matt Carrick on the call here on JVI Sports Network. Possession gonna stay here with Brampton. Or sorry, I should say St. Catharines, as Brampton gets called there. St. Catharines gonna slow things down, try to capitalize on this extra possession. It's Ham takes the shot, and it goes in.
Now, I don't know if Orleman might have an argument here whether he was in the crease or not, but it doesn't matter unless another referee calls it. We're not in the NLL where somebody's going to throw a flag, so let's have a look at this. Again, I think this shot was shot over the net. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Now he's on the. Yeah, I don't think that should be a goal. That shouldn't be a goal.
That is mightily close. We'll get a better look at it here, Shanny.
Yeah, but when the shooter lands in the crease, unless it went in right away, and maybe it did, because the referee did put up his hand, but I think Orleman has a good argument there.
Yeah, and it looked like Liam Steele was kind of in the way here. And like you said, we don't have the overhead camera. No one can throw a challenge flag, but boy,
I mean, it looked like it didn't go straight in, and he's definitely
down.
He's on the crease there, like he's touching the crease. You know that's the hard part about the crease rules. The NLL has the advantage of throwing a challenge. We don't have. Oh my! Now I'm going to make a prediction. This is temporary.
Yes.
This is we said Orleman looking a little rattled. We know he's angry. I bet you Mike Hazen has him on the bench for about a minute or two. Calm down, get back in. You know you're a great goalie, and just go out there and show it.
So it's going to be Caleb Slinger getting into action. We saw him in some relief duty. I believe it was the last game of the regular season. He came in after Orleman just played one half against KW. So I agree with you. I think this is just for him to collect himself here.
Yeah.
And
who put that ball in, that goal, that last goal there?
it's a great question. I'll have to take a look. I was so busy about seeing if it was a crease or not. And so I'll get a chance here after this possession to see who was credited with the goal. But LeClaire takes the shot there as Slinger doesn't get a pad on it. And he rolled there as well. My, oh my, that's goal number 4.
And this is, what you don't want to see happen when you're the coach who makes a change for a minute. The first shot goes in. And, great shot. I guess that's Braden Maia again. And look who's coming back, and no surprise.
No surprise indeed as we see Orleman come back. A 2-goal lead now for St. Catharines, but we've seen a 2-goal lead be eliminated quickly.
Quickly, yeah.
Face-off ensues here. Great battle. These two teams have done a great job, and it's Garcia this time coming up with a loose ball, but he's met by a couple of double blue shirts, and it's Whitty who's going to pick up the loose ball. Momentum seriously shifting in favor of the Athletics here. Simmons over to Ham, who comes off the bench. Down to Pilon, back over to Simmons. Simmons takes it. Little twister shot there, and good to see Orleman making that first save.
Yeah, and without a doubt, the momentum's in St. Catharines' favor. But this is where these coaches like Mike Hazen, they calm the guys down. They've been there. They've been in situations, and there's no panic at all.
No panic indeed as Hazen takes it in. And we'll wait to see.
One referee said it was a goal. Yeah, I think it's a goal, no question.
Yeah, I think it's a goal indeed.
Just
but
they were concerned about the hurt player.
Yes, and trotting off gingerly there is Tyler Halls. So the officials must have thought that could have been something bad. We'll take a look here, Shanny.
Yeah, on the crease. So that's Hazen going to the net hard? Yes. And the referee on the right put his arms up right away.
Yep.
Again, it's tough to call because, you know, the rule is if you can't hit the ground, the crease, before the ball goes in the net. But there's no replays. But you got to count on the referee seeing that and trusting him.
Yeah, and exactly. And you mentioned it already, Shanny. There's no video review.
No,
so.
and I'll tell you right, not all coaches trust the referees. They're doing their best.
Yes, indeed. There's no doubt about that. And we see in the National Lacrosse League, even with video review, it's still sometimes is so hard to see if it actually is crease or not. 10-9 the score. St. Catharines looking to regain this lead. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Sam LeClaire. One hand on his stick. It's Maia. Maia with the shot.
Oh,
that
my
one
gosh.
goes off the pipe.
Maia's hot hand.
Woo. Zavitz, hearing from his bench, use it.
He looks fine. He had the sore foot earlier. He looks fine now.
Looks fine indeed. Liam Ham crashes through a couple of bodies, and he's going to run into the crease. And Brampton going to take possession here. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the second. The Iroquois Trophy on the line between these two teams, Brampton and St. Catharines. Nate Grennan over to the far side. It's Hazen. He takes the shot. That one goes off the boards, not out, but it's going to be over and back as Ferreira's not able to track that one down.
The Brampton player's got to give them room on that ball, and he was reminded quite quickly.
It sounded like the entire bench and the cheering section there for Brampton reminding him about the new rule change. LeClaire over to Savage.
Oh my.
An absolute bomb. We talked about how Simmons is an unbelievable distributor, but that's a goal, goal.
That's a shot. Yeah, he's got about 30 assists now, and this is just his 7th goal in 3 weeks. And that's tough. I mean, he's on his wrong side. He shoots to the short side. I don't know if Orlerman, I can't see how any goalie would guess he'd put it to that side.
The shot from his wrong side, a la Cody Jamieson, who's made that shot famous. Normally a coach would not be thrilled when you take a shot from there, but if you can sink it like that.
Don't shoot a nice goal.
No doubt about that. So it's the 2 goal is regained here by St. Catharines. A minute 15 here to go. Liam Ham with the ball behind the net. Over to Simmons. Simmons fakes the behind the back, takes a shot there and scores! Alex Simmons, 4 points on the night.
And another great shot, and he takes a lot of shots, and leads to goals on rebounds, and these last 2 shots, 2 for 2, and it's kind of like strike while the iron is hot. If Orlerman's a little bit shaken, they're going to be shooting a lot on these outside shots right now.
No doubt. I'm sure that's what.
I'm positive that's what Toll is telling them.
Absolutely.
Shoot.
Keep shooting, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I think a guy like Simmons, who's normally pass first, has taken the green light and using this to his advantage. Grennan takes it down low to the corner. It's Van Scheppen with the shot now. And scores. Seth Van Scheppen says it's time to stop the bleeding.
And they needed that, but who would have thought that we would be trading goals at this pace? Second period of this game. We had 6 goals in the first period. We're up to about 12 in the second period. I can't do my arithmetic that fast. I'm estimating.
We talked about how good the goaltenders are, the defenses, the coaches with their adjustments, and it's the offense. And a huge hit there by Grennan, putting Thomas Whitty down to the turf. 47 seconds to go here in the second frame.
Yeah, 15 goals this period, 6 in the first.
Unbelievable. The over cashing in that second there alone. As Simmons looking for a chance there, but instead it's Kalen Creaser. He has wheels.
Yeah, we know he doesn't mind taking it to the net, but I think this is the wise choice here. And Orlerman's coming to the bench.
Yeah, and you can hear Mike Hazen say, slow things down. 14 seconds on the clock here. As Waters throws that down low, and they're going to lock Waters off here. On the far side.
Oh, Brampton got a penalty here. I assume that's for roughing. I didn't see.
And indeed, it is a rough. And I think it's going to be the captain, Austin Hazen, who's going to sit down here. Like you, Shani, unfortunately, I did not see it. I was too busy watching Waters there get locked off by Simmons. So 4.4 seconds to go, and now
they'll play 6-on-4. Obviously, try to get that shot off quickly.
And Thomas Whitty's going to start with the ball. He's going to play that safety there as well.
Braden Maia, Simmons, both hot shooters lately.
Sam LeClaire also with, I believe,
you got time for a couple passes.
Absolutely. And they'll start here. Miami. And that one goes wide. Maia tried to hit Zavitz. And it goes wide. As after 40 minutes to play here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center, it's the St. Catharines Athletics leading the Brampton Excelsiors 12-10 in the OJLL Finals. Shani, what a first two periods we have here.
Yeah, that's been exciting. This is like, you know, we said it, not the kind of game we expected. You know, the low scoring, great defense, great goaltending, but all of a sudden the shooter started picking corners. And I feel there's a lot more to come.
Absolutely, as we see both teams heading off the floor. Our very own Matt Carrick.
It'll be interesting to see what Hazen has to say here.
Absolutely, and Hazen quickly, I think, was going to have a word with Lee Grenier, who has his hands full. But instead, we're going to have him chat with Matt Carrick.
Thanks, Pat. Mike, torrid pace here. What do the guys have left for the third?
Lots. Like I say, everything. We've been at this for 7 weeks or so, and they know what's at stake here, right? So there's lots left in the tank, and for the most part, it's punch after punch, right? So we'll see who's standing at the end of this.
How tough is it a decision there to take out Orleman, even just for a couple minutes?
Is what it is. Like I say, we're getting a little too worried about the guys in black. Our whole bench is just got to kind of refocus there. So it's one of those things that, like I say, settled in, take the time, and we worry about what's next.
I finally asked, Steve told the same question. I'll ask you. You have a number of 99s, some 2000s could be playing their final game here. How important it is for them, and do you say anything to push them to the finish line here?
No, again, I think they know what's at stake again, right? There's 16 guys in that room that this will be their last game, and there's going to be a lot of Brampton guys that may never put a BE jersey on ever again. So they know what's at stake, and they're going to come through.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. It is 12-10 here after 2 periods. Man, we got a good third period coming back. I hope you'll be with us here in about 10 minutes' time on the JVI Sports Network as our coverage on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League season continues.
Hey guys, this is Paul Dawson from the Rochester Nighthawks.
And this is Dan Lomas of the New York Riptide. We've come together to create Back of the Bird, sports stories from the best spot they're told, the back of the plane. We're sitting down with NLLers across the league to chat about Junior A, Senior A, NLL, MLL, everything that goes along with it, on the floor, off the floor, and it's presented by Cottage Springs. So give us a listen wherever you listen to your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple, and I swear you'll love it.
Like and subscribe.
Peace. Swipe up.
Become a member of the Rock City Builders Club and never miss a moment of the Rock's inaugural season at Hamilton's First Ontario Centre. Rock City Builders Club members get the best seats at the absolute best price. The benefits are many and most notably include a 3-year price lock guarantee and an exclusive Rock City Builders Club jersey for each and every seat you purchase. Visit TorontoRock.com and make the best decision of your summer when you purchase a Rock City Builders Club season membership. So what are you waiting for? Your seat in Rock City awaits.
The Lacrosse Flash, showcasing the personality within the game. Stay up to date with all the latest news from around the fastest sport on 2 feet at lacrosseflash.com and on social at Lacrosse Flash.
When we first started the school, we wanted to build something special, and that's what's brought us here to this campus. We feel like this is a special place. There's 134 acres of pristine nature, and it's going to be a place where our student athletes can really explore the boundaries of their potential. And we don't want it to feel like school. We want it to feel like home in their own community.
For the last 13 years, we've worked really hard to build a program and environment for dedicated student athletes to thrive and to reach their potential. We're ready for that next step. And that next step is to be on a campus that enhances that environment and enhances that culture. The first day I stepped foot on this property, I knew that it was the right fit and the perfect environment for our student athletes to reach their potential.
We have student athletes that come from all different backgrounds and all different places from around the world, and immediately as they come through the gates here individually, they're going to feel at home here. Being in a serene environment like that, they can focus on making good choices and making decisions that get them closer to their goals.
There's great power and advantage for a student athlete to have everything on one campus, and having a private school education with individual attention to a robust strength and conditioning program, to a unique athletic experience, and one that really will allow a student athlete to explore the boundaries of their potential.
It's not just a school, it will be a home for all of our student athletes and staff. We have custom academic building, we have an on-site cafeteria, we have residence buildings, and there's a lot of power and strength in having everything in-house and on-site and accessible to our student athletes at all times.
Our philosophy at the Hill Academy is to have a balanced experience, and we feel like this campus really gives our students the space to try to achieve that balance and have opportunities to detach from their rigorous academic and athletic schedule. It can be demanding, it can be stressful, and we want our students to have space, to reflect on their own, to have their own space, to share those in-between times with their fellow classmates and form, deep, meaningful, impactful relationships. And that's a big part of this experience at the Hill.
This is a really significant development for the Hill Academy. I reflect with profound gratitude for all the families, Hill alumni, student athletes, and staff that have really laid the foundation for where we are today. I also look forward with excitement, at all the possibilities for our present and future student athletes at a location such as this. From the moment I stepped foot on this site, there was a feeling, I want to say almost a spirit, that I sensed. And I really felt that this is an ideal development for us in the new chapter of the Hill Academy. The feather is a talisman, almost a symbol. It's a logo on all our uniforms. And basically the idea behind the feather is that if you will something to happen, it will emerge, but at different places, sometimes places you don't expect. And in our history, the feather has appeared. And to me, the feather has appeared here.
Ontario Junior Lacrosse League's broadcasts are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Ontario. Hashtag milk up. One of our players to watch for tonight was Nathan Grennan. 3 goals, 3 unbelievable goals. And Shane, I've mentioned it a handful of times. Draft eligible this year. You got to assume his draft stock's through the roof.
Yeah, and such a big game, and 3 different kind of goals. That over the shoulder bounce shot, with a player draped all over him. Yes, I've been very impressed with him. A lot of guys are impressing out here.
Absolutely. You mentioned it too. I mean, we look to the left and the right of us throughout the entire last couple of weeks. So many general managers watching. I'm sure there are some scouts watching as well at home. And Thomas Whitty doesn't need to impress anyone from an NLL standpoint because he's already on a team with Rochester, finished his first year, and he's been very impressive.
Yeah,
here.
it's when you play defense, you want to not notice your defenders. Yes. And usually you're noticing the defenders when they make mistakes, but he's been running the ball up the floor. He has a calming presence, much like Coach Mike Hazen. After his, talking to Matt there, he's just very calm after it, looked like things were going wild.
And back to the floor we go, but before we do, Shanny, we want to thank a few people, and I think we got to start with the OJLL and the OLA, especially. We talked about Mark Grimes, the new commissioner, but Colleen Grimes and Jeremy Bailey especially. They have essentially ran this thing and have done a tremendous job.
Exactly. And, guys like Nick Rose, like all around the rink, you see these people working. And you know what? And I give a lot of credit to Mark Grimes for surrounding himself with so many hardworking people. Also, people that aren't here, like that have given him advice, from the NLL guys like, Paul Day and Derek Keane. These guys have all been influencing decisions that were made in this league. Eddie Como.
Yes, and I think when you see a great leader, you check around them, and they have great staff around them. Yeah. And I think that's what Mark Grimes has done here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. And we get things underway for the third period as St. Catharines.
Yeah, remember there was the late penalty by Brampton, so Brampton is short-handed right now, and not a good penalty. And I think Hazen's message as he went to the dressing room had to be calm down, settle down. It's a 2-goal game.
Yeah, no doubt.
We've seen 22 goals. 2 goals isn't much.
Not much at all, and we've seen those leads be eliminated with the snap of the fingers. But St. Catharines will look to see if they can extend this lead to just 3, which seems like a ton the way that this has been back and forth. Belon to the crease. It's Zavitz down. Through to the middle.
Nice save.
Makes a big save. Maea, great job with the back check there. What a game Maea has had. It's not just the goals, but a lot of big loose balls, crashing the net, and then also pressuring there. It's Vesna with the ball, getting a big pick there, takes the shot. That one goes up and into the penalty box there, the timekeeper's box there. So St. Catharines with about 24 seconds to go. Maea has been tremendous here tonight.
And that's Captain Mike Hazen in the penalty box, so watch for him when he comes out.
Big pop there is skip and goal. Orleman got a piece of it, but just not enough. Only 3 seconds left on the clock.
And they've been looking for that play all night. We've seen near misses. We've seen the ball go on the side of the net, and one last time. Only a few seconds left in the shot clock. Perfect pass right into the stick, and you said Orleman got a piece of it, but it squeezed in. And had that been a save, Hazen was coming out of the penalty box at any second.
Yeah, Austin Hazen would have been sprung. He's already got 2 goals here tonight. But you talked about those swing and momentums from those saves. If it becomes a save, it could be a chance the other way. Instead, it's in the back of the net, and it's a 3-goal lead. Face-off won there by Brampton. It's Garcia picking it up. And Ty Stengers pops his man into the crease. So back in, and St. Catharines going to have a chance here. Try to extend this lead. The biggest lead so far. As they're up 13-10, it's Webster to Leclerc. Leclerc down low to Zavitz behind the net. They've tried this a couple of times now. Ham looking, Ham with the toe drag, rolls away, 9 seconds on the clock. Skip pass to the corner. Leclerc can't hold on to that. And Liam Steele, I think, thought he was going to get a possession call there on it because he looked at the ref and no call. So it's Penn Estrat here. Over to Vesna. Vesna to the far side now. Big pick there from Van Scheppen. Estrat again with it. 13 seconds on the clock. Throws a little twister, but that one's denied. Felix Cote picks up the loose ball and gets this up to Halls. Halls on the run, takes the shot.
I say, and it's looking like the referees are starting to let things go more. We've seen a couple of picks knocking their men down. We saw that play in the corner where even, you know, the Brampton player thought it was going to be possession.
Hazen freed from the sin bin. We'll see if he can get some redemption. Brennan tries to get a shot off there. He does, but it's denied by McLeod, the breakout star for St. Catharines.
And McLeod really came out in that shot, and you could do that when your defense is covering all the backdoor plays.
Yep.
When you get burned, and maybe not, you know, it's not fair, it was a power play, but that's when you get burned on that play, and you can't challenge as much when you know there could be somebody open backdoor.
Burke with some great defense there and tried to get the strip. He did, but Maea was able to pick up that loose ball, took the shot, but it was turned aside. So Brampton going to start to see if they can chip into this lead. 13-10 the score here on the JVI Sports Network. Pat Gregoire, Brian Shanahan, and Matt Carrick bringing you the call here today. Matt Carrick, our sideline reporter. Estrat as Brampton regains possession here off that call. Vesna. Back over to Hazen. Hazen taking it low, feeds to the far side. That shot just goes wide, and it's going to be an over and back call as Ty Stainhouse is going to run this one into the corner, but he's met by Chris Veltman off the bench. Liam Ham tried to get it as Stainhouse almost put Chris Veltman, the 2019 Ontario Junior B Lacrosse Defender of the Year, in a spin cycle. Pilon over to Zavitz. Zavitz outside shot just goes over the net. 8 seconds on the clock as that chance couldn't find the net or Lemon. So instead, it's Brampton's going to be pleased here. Just let that clock expire, and it's Kyle Waters
and
now.
Notice by the time that possession was picked up by Brampton, there was 4 defenders ready in this end for St. Catharines.
St. Catharines for sure watching as Waters tries to.
And Waters has been silent from a goal scoring point of view so far this game. No goals.
And Grennan sticking up for his teammate here. As it's going to be Grennan and Trent Jackson dropping the glove. Grennan throws a punch. And they're exchanging blows. Grennan now throws another one. A couple of ducks here. Jackson takes one. Grennan throws another couple. He gets the jersey over him now. And Gordon also scores the takedown.
Now, Grannon might not be the guy that Mike Hazen wants to see get in a fight, but you gotta love him sticking up for his teammate, and he did a good job too. Let's watch this. Honestly, I didn't think the hit looked that bad. Now,
and this is where Grennan, like you said, probably not the guy you want to see go, but
you got to love somebody trying to get something going. Things aren't going well for your team, but I didn't think that looked like a dirty hit at all. I really didn't. And
I think we're going to get a better look right here, Shanny.
I don't know if somehow the stick got in there, but I couldn't see. I definitely couldn't see anything intentionally dirty.
No, a little bit late, you could say, as the shot comes here. And of course, keep in mind, it is slowed down. So perhaps a blindside hit.
Yeah, but Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't think.
I don't think it's dirty. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I didn't think it looked like contact to the head because Van Scheppen is so tall. But
if we could see it just maybe one more time here.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, it's also Cote who throws, and maybe because we can't see on the other side.
Yeah.
And Brennan could see maybe it was the stick that got off on the
That's
other.
what I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing the stick might have got somehow into the neck or something. But I thought the St. Catharines player took the brunt of that when I first saw it.
Yeah, and as mentioned, Trent Jackson was the one who dropped the gloves, and it was Felix Cote who was just as involved with the hit there, but Grennan obviously taking exception.
What you don't like is you probably lost Grennan for 5 minutes, right? Oh, he's got 3 goals for Brampton.
The officials here going to figure things out as and I do believe that actually he'll be gone for the game, both of them.
Now, who's in the box, though, for St. Catharines? Okay, there's a 5 and a 2. So they gave a 5 for that hit, but I didn't see an initial call.
And getting confirmation here that it is indeed a 5 and a game. We'll see the hit once again as he falls to the turf. And this is when Grennan comes right away. And I still say that it was, two parties involved with that hit.
Yeah. So it will be 4-4 for a while until Brampton will get a power play, 3 minutes eventually.
Indeed, so it will be the 5 minute for the hit. And then on the other side, it's the unsportsmanlike for the 2 minute call. So as you said, 3 minutes. We'll go 4-on-4 between these two teams. Perhaps this is the spark that Brampton was looking for, and that shot goes right off the face mask of Stephen Orleman.
And wise play. You see, he's not picking up the ball yet.
Yep. And now we get a reset there, and don't get me wrong, Alex Simmons is a brilliant lacrosse player, but he also got instruction there from his bench.
Yeah.
Leave it. Don't pick it up. Let the time chew away. Simmons with it now on the run. That one kisses the bar. We talked about Simmons being an unbelievable playmaker, but he's showing off, and he's got quite the shot as well.
Yeah, and this is where you got to watch it. One of these times he's going to wind up for that big outside shot and find somebody on the crease or far side.
That is such a great point, as we've seen him do that many times, but now you certainly have to respect the shot, as that one there is put aside, but Caleb Creaser picks up the loose ball, and he takes off and gets this into some safe space. 17 seconds to go in that one penalty. So we'll have 3 minutes here, but not before. Brampton tries here to get a shot off. They do, as that one's turned aside and into the corner, and it's a race for the loose ball. Well, Brampton's gonna pick this up as it's Zach Sunderland. Gets it all the way down.
And Brampton, they lose the ball here, but they could potentially score 2 power play goals on this penalty before it'd be even strength.
So St. Catharines going to try to chew up as much clock as possible here. 14 seconds, Liam Ham with it now. Simmons fakes the behind the back, over to the crease, fake, take, big save by Orleman though.
Huge save and big play to make something out of that by Simmons.
Yep, Simmons throws that fake behind the back, and that just creates enough space for him to get that pass off to Zavitz, who those two guys have had unbelievable chemistry over their junior careers. So Waters gonna work here, takes the shot and scores. You talk about booming outside shots. That one there doesn't need to be hard when you pick the corner like that.
No, and watch. He doesn't even do a full windup. He just steps in. It's the fake pass and the quick shot. Goaltender McLeod went down a little bit. He picks the top corner for his first goal of the game. And he's someone that might have to get hot for Brampton if they're to have a chance.
We're actually going to throw this down now to our sideline reporter, Matt Carrick, who has an update on the status of Van Scheppen.
Yeah, he sat by the trainer's table, got a bit of work done, just a few more checks, but he's back in line now. He is actually the first next to the offensive door, so if Brampton gets it, he'll be back out.
Thanks for the update there, Matt.
So that would lead me to believe that wasn't a shot to the head. I think it may have been a stick to the neck or who knows, but if he was down with a shot to the head, he wouldn't be going on the floor now.
No, I don't think so, and I definitely don't think it would be this quick. So obviously he seems to be fine. As you mentioned, he wouldn't be the first guy at the gate there, although this could be his potential last game, as he is a 2000-year birth. And ridiculous to hear Mike Hazen say 16 players could be playing their last game for Brampton, and that just shows you these veteran teams.
And you know, I feel so great for the 99s and the 2000s that they got this chance to play, because I think for the 99s for sure they'd given up on it a long time ago.
So getting a word from National Lacrosse League official that the 2-minute penalty is actually the instigator from Nathan Grennan. So Kyle Kropman, thank you for that little tidbit there.
Yeah, because there's no question he instigated that.
Yeah, he shook the mitts pretty quickly and took his own helmet off as well.
And for Brampton, they got to be happy that Van Scheppen can play, because you don't want to lose Grennan and Van Scheppen.
No, that would be absolutely detrimental. Good defense here by Steele, as Simmons unable to get anything until this shot here, and it's a little bit of a tricky shot as it goes up into the pads of Steven Orleman. Also want to take a quick chance here to thank everyone here at JVI Sports Networks, including our great directors, Rachel Wolf and Andrew Sudik. You guys don't nearly get the credit you deserve, because if it wasn't for you guys, we would sound way worse than I already do.
Way worse than we already are.
Than I already do with this hoarse voice. So thank you so much for all that you guys do. The unsung heroes. Carter Zavitz starts with a now little spin move, takes the shot from the outside and scores! Carter Zavitz.
Oh my gosh. And Orleman has just got a penalty after the play. Watch after this goal. And this is a bit of a backbreaker, and Orleman's gone. I don't know if you saw it, Patty, but after the goal, Orleman just stepped up and slashed. I don't know if it was Zavitz or just whichever St. Catharines player was closest to him.
I do believe that it was actually number 40, which is Sam Leclerc.
Yeah, and this is one, he's obviously not happy. This is one he's got to stop, late in the shot clock, and it just squeezes in. And I'm sure Leclerc is saying something. Oh, we just missed that.
And unfortunately, we didn't see that there, but take our word, it was a healthy lick there from and we're just getting word now that Steven Orleman is going to be gone.
Well, they called right away. They called that he was gone. I'm actually surprised he's still there.
And Steven Orleman, his illustrious junior career, is going to come to an end here as he gets sent off.
Well, at this point, he's got to hope that his backup can play well, and there's still a lot of game left. 3 goals. At the way we've seen some goals go in this game, we know it's not over.
And there goes Stephen Orleman. And as we see that, that's 5 minutes up on the board for Orleman.
So not only shorthanded goal, but there goes the power play for St. Catharines, and here comes the power play for St. Catharines in 51 seconds. Almost a 4 minute or more than a 4 minute power play.
Things are getting loopy and crazy here inside the track, and we're going to get a chance here.
Well, there's no question, but good for them. There's no question that Sam Leclerc is saying, I'm sure every St. Catharines player, but that's lacrosse, that's sports. If you know you've rattled somebody, you're going to let them know. You should have saved that one. I'm sure he said something.
Oh, yeah, and he probably had a few choice words. Yeah. But speaking of choice words, we're going to send this down to our sideline reporter, Matt Carrick, to give us a little
talking to some officials here in the building, guys, sorry. They had said there's no 5 in a game for slashing, so your options are either roughing or a match penalty at that point. So probably one of those two with the 5 on the board.
They had to give him a match on that, I would say. It's the intent to hurt.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
That gives the match, I would believe.
And Shanny, you could have a hard slash going for a loose ball or, throwing a check. But that clearly, there was no play involved. That was an intent to injure. So that was their choice. So St. Catharines with a huge opportunity as Caleb Slinger comes back into the game. As Braden Maea having himself an unbelievable night here. Again, I mentioned it. It's the big goals, but it's also the hustle plays like that makes him such a special player.
Oh, you see they do the little switcheroo so the guy from the penalty box, just to make it easier for them to get on the power play quicker. They pull the goalie for a while.
And 6 seconds on the clock. That one goes off the pipe. Chris Veltman tries to pick up the loose ball, and instead he falls down to the curb. And it's Alex Simmons who's going to pick up this loose ball. Over to Sam Leclerc. Leclerc back. They're going to play a little catch here. 15 seconds on the clock. Here comes the hard pick from Zavitz to the corner to Leclerc. He can't hold on to that. Maea with another loose ball to the corner. Again, Leclerc can't hold on. 4 seconds to go. That shot goes wide of the net, and Brampton with 3 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the penalty. 8:48 to go. It's St. Catharines with a 14-11 lead here in the OJLL championship game. Waters spin move, and he draws a penalty.
He drew a penalty, yeah.
And that is one thing that he does so well. He's not always going to score when he takes it to the net, but because he's such a big body, those defenders have a hard time.
Yeah. Excuse me, and if I'm Mike Hazen, I'm telling him, take it to the net.
Yep.
Especially when you're shorthanded, take it to the net every time, and you might score or you might draw a penalty.
And that was Thomas Whitty too. He is probably, if not their best defender as well. So now you lose him for potentially 2 minutes.
And sometimes, the referee just gave a penalty the other way. When you see a guy going hard to the net, going down, sometimes you want to call it.
That one by Hazen just goes wide and almost. It's John Vesnu who tries to keep it over, but he can't.
And there's lots of time left, it's only a 3-goal lead, but St. Catharines has already started trying to manage the clock. You watch, they are making sure somebody comes off early. They will not stick around late in the shot clock. They won't have all 4 guys sticking around to see what happens.
And there is a big difference between game management and trying to go into safety mode. Maea. Oh my goodness. That would have been the best goal we've seen from him tonight. But he's denied by Slinger.
And Slinger has done what he's supposed to do so far, giving his team a chance.
Estrat now gets it over to the far side. We're 4-on-4 at the moment. Sunderland. And gets a hard check there by Mason Kaminga. No call. As Buies is going to take it in. But what about that back check there from Ferreira?
Yeah, I've been impressed with the back checking from both teams.
Yes.
You don't always see the offensive guys run back with the same speed that they run on the offense, and not today.
Not
You guys
today.
know what's at stake.
Not today, indeed, exactly. You have to empty the tank, as this is the last game of the season. Championship on the line. Keelan Pilon gets held down to the turf as Medeiros brings him down again. No call. The officials letting.
I'm sure Pilon had a word, but now's not the time to get in an argument with the officials.
No, and Keelan Pilon knows he was the sportsman-like player of the year just 2 seasons ago. And Halls smartly decides just to slow things down, not try to force it.
They're still going back on the power play. About 5 seconds for a for a minute.
So LeClaire has the ball here on the far side. Simmons in his usual spot up top, but now it's going to be Pilon who takes over to Simmons, and they drag. Skip pass, and Slinger
that was a
makes
nice
big save. Huge stop by Slinger, and great job by DeLille.
Oh, and St. Catharines is going to get a penalty. I assume it was for too many men on the floor for the early change.
Based on the reaction by Steve Toll on the bench, he knows that was on his bench there as that shot goes wide, goes in.
Yeah, not a hard shot, and we said that short-handed one by Zavitz that Orleman should have had. I think McLeod should have had this one. Outside, he got a piece of it, and it just rolled in.
And I do think there might have been a little bit of a screen there, but still, the way that McLeod has been seeing the ball, and I definitely think he's going to want that one back.
And Hazen will love it if Waters is getting hot.
He is going to have to indeed be hot as Nathan Grennan not on the floor.
He's got the last 2 goals for Brampton, plus he drew that penalty, so he's definitely engaged.
Quick start there. Too quick as the Grenier says bring the ball back, and I think Brampton thought maybe Kuminga knocked that ball away.
I think they might have had an argument there.
With 5:35, the refs elect to make a game management call and not call that there as Estrat rolls away from a couple of checks, gets out of that double team, and it's Waters with it. Now he takes that shot. Seen a couple of accurate shots from there. Instead, that time puts a little more pepper in it, just misses the cage. 5-on-5 we go with 5:10 to go, 14-12 the score. St. Catharines with a 2-goal lead. A team that was set to host the Minto Cup. Now looking to add a Iroquois trophy to their cabinet. As Simmons takes a hard check there, throws that shot just wide of the net.
Yeah, and Toll is really giving the referees an earful. Oh yeah, they're letting Vezina just hit his defender high.
Little skip pass there to Van Scheppen. He'll try to pick up that loose ball, but it's good pressure. And Vezina throws his man to the ground. The whistles definitely have gone away here.
I think the referees have sort of set the tone that the next penalty has got to be more than blatant.
Let the boys play, as they like to say. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the OJLL final. Little flip pass there. Liam Ham can't hold on to it as Veltman gets bumped through. And Sam LeClaire wins that loose ball battle. And Brandon Maia is going to pick up this.
And we talked about clock management. You want to use your 30, but you still want to be taking it to the net. You still want to get your chances.
You do not play to lose. You have to close out games, and that's what St. Catharines is trying to do here.
And they haven't scored a goal on Slinger.
Slinger has been sharp. Slinger obviously will be the heir apparent in between the pipes for Orleman. That shot there goes through McLeod, and it's the rebound picked up, and Burke He's going to make a change here and get an offensive player out as Van Scheppen steps onto the floor, and Hazen's going to see him streaking off the bench. Van Scheppen with some speed goes to the middle. Vesna drops the shoulder, takes that shot off the glass, and it's Mason Kaminga who picks it up and fires that all the way down to Hulls. Hulls flips it to Zavitz. Under 3 minutes to go. It's a 2-goal lead. Zavitz to Jackson Webster. Down low to Keelan Pilon. 6 seconds on the clock. They're just going to throw this to Pilon. Pilon spin moves, takes the shot. Good block there by DeLille.
Now you got to wonder if Hazen will consider, and he is pulling Slinger right now.
Reading Mike Hazen's mind there, Shanny, as they get the extra attacker out, and it comes as no surprise. The hot stick of Waters starts things off. He'll take this down low, waits, leans into his man, finds the crease, but that one's deflected away by Thomas Whitty. Whitty picks up the loose ball. He's going to chug down the floor. Pent Estrat on him now. Whitty with it rolls away and gets that to Carter Zavitz. Under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, the veteran move by Whitty there. You know, you see the empty net ahead of you. There's a man draped all over you, though. That was a right move.
Smart move by a smart player. And they're just going to decide to let this clock run down. And it's Van Scheppen going to start this possession off here. Waters over to Van Scheppen. Van Scheppen takes the shot that goes off the pipe as Vesna picks up that rebound. Estrat finds the crease just a little bit too high for Ferreira, and that one goes wide.
Oh boy,
Picked off
oh
there
boy.
by Van Scheppen. Van Scheppen, a minute to go.
Oh, they got to take that to the net quick. I think they had a chance.
They got to move here quick. Again, trying to feed, but the pass is too high. 50 seconds to go. 14-12 the score. Penn Estrat scores. 46 seconds to go. And it's a one-goal game, Shanny.
That's a nice one, and that's a tough shot. Shooter to far crease, and Estrat squeezes it in. Watch this play. Van Scheppen all the way across. You know, and he just uses his height. McLeod has to come sliding over, and he just puts it over top of him. So what an important face-off this is going to be, this battle.
Absolutely massive as Sunderland and Kaminga go down for this face-off. 46.6 seconds to go. Ball still down on the turf. And it's picked up by Caleb Creaser. And my, oh my, 40 seconds to go. Mike Hazen calls the timeout. Brampton with a chance to tie up the game.
Well, we were wrong on the over-under, but we weren't wrong on an exciting barn burner. Oh my gosh.
Wrong on the over, but we knew this game was going to be electric. I don't know if we knew it was going to come down to the wire like this, though, Shanny.
Oh my! And well, you know, when Olerman went out of the game, whatever that was, about 10 minutes ago, 3-goal lead, a back-breaking, short-handed goal, and then a 5-minute penalty.
Yeah.
You had to think that this is going to be really uphill for Brampton, and it has been. But give Slinger some credit. If they were able to somehow pull this off, that guy did some hero work.
Slinger out of the cage, so Brampton with the extra attacker. It's going to start with Van Scheppen on the far side. Hazen throws that hard pick, but it's Estrat with it now. Takes the shot. That one whistles wide. It goes back out. And Waters starts with it now. Over to Estrat again. He's looking for that shot. To Van Scheppen. Up to Waters. Waters skip pass. Into the middle of the Vesna. Off the pipe. Unbelievable. but Brampton regains possession. Waters with the shot. Big stop by McLeod. Another chance. That one goes wide. Ball's down on the turf. 4 seconds to go. They're going to just sit on it as we get time called here.
I think St. Cat. What?
And they're saying it is withholding.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I thought he was rolling the ball with his foot.
They're going to call it withholding, so 2 seconds added on the clock.
Oh, my.
Brampton with a chance here to tie it up. You have got to be kidding me. It's Waters starting with the ball. The shot is blocked. And St. Catharines, for the first time since 2003, the Iroquois Trophy is coming home.
What a game.
The 2021 OJLL champions, the St. Catharines Athletics, their mental hopes and dreams were taken away by COVID-19. And of course, not a Canadian championship, but something that this core group can end their junior careers with.
Well, you said it. There's so many 99s, 2000s on this team, on both teams. And yeah, there won't be a Minto Cup this year, but this is still great, and this is something that these guys are going to remember for the rest of their lives. But what a game by both teams. You got to love the no quit from Brampton, down 14-10 or 14-11. 5-minute penalty. The backup goalie comes in, and man, they got their chances. And they got one more with just 2 seconds to go.
And we'll see that. And Shanny, I think one of the first things I said about this defense is they
block shots. Yeah.
And that's how the game ends.
Oh, exactly.
This team has sacrificed.
And I don't know, was that Whitty who blocked that last shot? And it was funny because that ball was down, and it was almost like he was trying to will that clock to finish, you know?
It seemed like that 2.5 seconds was more like 25 seconds. But Shanny, you said it. You have to tip your cap to Brampton. They did not give up. Their starting goalie gets kicked out. One of their top lefties is kicked out.
Yeah.
And they did not give up.
Not at all. And that's when you think it, they've got reasons to quit when that happens. Yeah, Van Scheppen got hurt. Thankfully, it didn't look like it was serious, but one of their top shooters gets kicked out. Their all-star goalie is gone, and these guys still hung in there and mounted almost a monumental comeback.
Massive comeback indeed, and you look down at Brampton, absolutely crushing way for those 16 players to end their junior careers.
That's amazing. 16 players. And do you know how many St. Catharines had? They must have quite a few.
They had quite a few. Just even looking at their roster now, littered with 99s and 2000s. Like I mentioned before, Shanny, not really sure what happens to those 2000 years, if they'll get an additional year like the 99s did. But
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see them permanently move it up in age. And not because of COVID, not to give them the year back, but just I think that's when it should be, because most of those guys aren't going to play senior for a while.
Yep. And I think, like you mentioned, it's just look at the product that we saw here on the floor in a shortened season. What could happen if we have a full summer with these rules, with these players?
This is absolutely amazing what we saw in these few weeks, like put together quickly. I mean, it was rather suddenly that we found out, yes, we are having lacrosse for sure, and, give credit to the coaches and the players, the training, how much they prepared for this, because it was a great product. And not just these two teams. I mean, these were the two teams that made it to the championship, but you saw in both divisions, we didn't know who was making it to the last day.
It was unbelievable to see here at the track. An unbelievable way to end this incredible season. And you see that Stephen Orleman comes back down onto the turf. Obviously, an unideal way to finish his junior career, but that guy has a bright future in the National Lacrosse League.
Yeah, I think we're seeing more than a few goaltenders in this tournament who will one day be playing in the NLL.
Just want to take time now to wish the best going forward to those graduating 16 players. And now we're going to send it down to Commissioner Mark Grimes, who's going to say a few words. Mark Grimes allowing Brampton to finish their handshakes with their teammates for the last time before he says a few words. And while we do get the chance here, I want to take my time to say thank you to a few more people. Our producers, Ryan Harkness and Gary Morrison, our producers, have done a tremendous job. You talked about it, Channy. This thing was put on, you know, I don't want to say last minute because these guys had to grind to get it here, but our producers did a great job getting this crew together, getting everything, spending hours.
You know what?
We just show up, we put the headset
You guys
on.
did a great job. I mean, I'm thankful that I got to do this game with you, but I mean, I've been watching for the last 3 weeks, and all you guys, all the commentators, the producers, I know the work that gets done behind, but you guys have done a great job. It's been exciting to watch and quality.
We appreciate that, and we got to thank you, Brian, for coming on, Lance Wynn, Alan Corkum, Matt Carrick as well, bringing the play-by-play and color commentary duties here to JVI Sports Network. And it does look like Commissioner Mark Grimes is getting ready to say a few words and ultimately hand out the Iroquois Trophy for the first time as commissioner.
And this game, 1 goal. Let's hear for both teams. An absolutely fantastic goal. This is seen around the world tonight, and this is putting us on the map. So congratulations, Brampton, on a great game. And I just want to say, it's been an absolutely fantastic modified season. It's been exciting the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and next year we're going to spend a lot of time in the winter to take this league to the next level. So congratulations to both teams for putting on a showcase today that we've seen around the world and put us back on the map. And thank you both teams very much for you. Thank you very much. I'd like to announce the player of the season. It was actually the tournament, but our player of the season, number 6 from St. Catharines, Allison. And now here's my best pitcher, Bob Cruz, who will bring up the trophy. Where's Bob? Iroquois trophy. We get the captain come forward for the athletics. To accept the Iroquois trophy for 2021. Congratulations, St. Catharines Athletics.
And there you see the Iroquois Trophy being awarded to the St. Catharines Athletics for the first time in 18 years. Some of these players just being born. The last time this organization won, and you've got to tip your cap obviously to the players, but the coaching staff, the management staff, what an unbelievable job. And it's not just this year, they've been building for years now.
Well, you mentioned it, that they were going to host the Minto Cup, obviously got canceled because of COVID, so this is the next best thing that they were able to get their guys together to play this, so they've got to be proud. They could call themselves Ontario champions.
We're now going to send it down to Matt Carrick, who's alongside captain of the Brampton Excelsiors, Austin Hazen.
First things first, I got to ask, who taught you that shot, the fake up high?
Just watching the game a lot. One guy that I always admire watching growing up was Cody Jamieson from the Rochester Nighthawks, and he knew how to use his stick and create different shot lanes just with the best of them.
I did see Jim Veltman trying to replicate it up there after you scored, but anyways, I mean, what a game, first off, entertaining. What's it like to be part of that in the moment on the bench?
It's great. It sucks now watching them win down there, but it's a hell of a game. It was a long season. Even though it was 3 weekends, it was a grind. So we're going to go celebrate what we did with our team. No one picked us to be here, so we're taking it all in.
Yourself and just, I guess, half the team now, next step for you guys. What is the next step, and how do you prep for that?
A lot of us are going back to school this weekend, next weekend. There's a couple guys actually flying out right after this game, so it's going to be back to the NCAA and get playing with them again, and then next week, whatever the lacrosse takes us, that's we're all looking to play and continue going. But right now, we're just going to soak this one in, and it sucks losing, but it's always a learning lesson.
It didn't look like Orleman had his best night and then gets ejected in that period. I called the game when Slinger came in at the end, and you guys were all behind him. What's it like to see the backup go in and the support behind him?
It was support for him. He did one hell of a job coming in a game like that, but it was also playing for Orly. He's been our backbone for the entire year. He saved us and bailed us out, and he's one of the only reasons we've been here throughout this tournament. He's an unbelievable goalie. I can't wait to see if I can play with him in the future. He's great.
All right, Austin. Tough situation here. I appreciate you doing this, and thanks a lot. Go enjoy the time with your team.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much, Matt, for that interview. Austin Hazen, wow, what a mature young man.
Yeah, it's very tough to even give an interview. That shows his maturity that he came and gave such a professional interviewer and gracious in defeat. But, yeah, he's got to have a broken heart right now. But, yeah, he does have a future. And, as you know, many of these players from both these teams have futures in lacrosse.
It looks like Matt Carrick is going to be joined by the most outstanding player of the tournament, Alex Simmons, and looks like our sponsors have a little present for him as well.
Great.
The Dairy Farmers of Ontario. We got to give them a big shout out. Without them, this free lacrosse on JVI would not be happening.
Yeah, the fact that the Dairy Farmers have sponsored this has allowed everyone at home to watch these games for free. That's amazing. And I wasn't able to be here all the time. I watched them at home, and it was great.
Matt Carrick, take it away.
Here with the MVP, Alex Simmons, who's about to milk up here on the carpet. Congratulations, first off, on the win and the MVP. Your thoughts on that game? It was wild from where we were sitting.
Absolutely. I mean, hats off to Brampton. They're a hell of a team, and they played us to their best, and we just came out with the W. I can't say enough about our team. Sometimes we weren't getting stops, and that's all. We just on the offensive end, we just had to produce, and that's what we did. So I'm just really proud of our guys.
We were just marveling over your assist numbers throughout this tournament, and just unreal. You have so many weapons there on the offensive side to choose from. Talk us through either some of your plays or your mindset when you're out there on a.
Yeah, I mean, it was all the whole year. It was just about sharing the ball, and we're just comfortable and confident in everybody on the floor. The numbers can say something, but they don't come without the guys putting the ball in the net, and the left side and the right side. All 10 guys that were playing. Just so proud of them. They make me look good. It's not all me, but I'm just really proud of them. And there was nothing special. We didn't do any, sort of plays. We just kind of played lacrosse and, stuck to our game plan. So, yeah.
I forget the number that someone told me, 15 players, I think. This may have been their last game. It's definitely 1099s. Talk about that group.
Oh, growing up with them since we were 4 years old. We've been dreaming. I was just telling the guys, we've been dreaming about this ever since we were, 10 years old when we were able to watch the older guys play. And I'm just so proud. Words can't describe the feeling. We've been trying to do this for so long, and finally it came out on our side. So I'm just so proud.
Somebody did ask me how long has it been since St. Catharines won, and it has been a while. So I want you to look right there in that camera and give a shout out to St. Catharines.
Oh, St. Catharines, hasn't been back since 2003, I think, and I'm just, this is for you. You guys, made us who we are. Cultivated our character, and you guys just ultimately just made us better people, and this one's for you. So thanks.
All right, and thanks to you. Congratulations. Go celebrate.
As they say, it was the first championship, the first Iroquois trophy since 2003 and 18 years. Like I said, some of these players not even born yet, some of them just a couple of years old. And speaking of those players, let's send it down back to Matt Carrick, who's with Carter Zavitz and Captain Thomas Whitty.
All right, Carter Zavitz, Thomas Whitty with me now. Congratulations first off on the win. I'm going to start with the captain, if that's okay. Leading this group, I just talked to Simmons about the number of guys who are going to be leaving this team and leaving junior now. Your thoughts on the boys who are now graduates?
It's been 6 years. 6 years with this group. Zavi, Simmons, and I, our first year in junior. We battled together as kids. We had 10 games going to the finals, and we went 2-2 the first weekend, swept since then. So just proud of the boys, and this is a dream since we were kids. So, dreams come true. Yeah.
What changed after the first weekend?
Our game legs got in it. Boys started to, it was do or die for our second weekend. And after that, mindset switch, and we just carried it home. Our goalie, Cam McLeod, lights out, saved us in this game, a 14-13 with 30 seconds left. That's a star right there. And I got number 2 beside me. He's a warrior. He's a warrior, and I love playing with him.
We joked, Carter, it seems like we've been watching you play junior for about 10 years every time we get to St. Catharines, and all with one team. Just talk about this group and winning this here again in the final year.
Like what he said, it really didn't start 10 games ago. We've been building towards this since we stepped on the floor originally with Shawnee Allen 6 years back. It means a lot to every 99 and any of the younger guys as well. It's something we've been battling for, and we're fine. We're happy we could put all the pieces together and finally get the win.
When the game's that tight, I'll start over with you, Carter. What are you guys talking about on the bench? How are you keeping your mind in it, keeping your legs going, especially at the pace that game played?
Yeah, we did not go into that game thinking it was going to be 14-13. Every game I feel like we've played so far has been a single-digit game, and everyone had to go 3 periods, 20 minutes strong, or we weren't coming out on top, and we fought to the very end, and we came out on top.
All right, thanks. Back to the captain here. Talk to me about last night after rebounding from the semifinal and getting back here.
Yeah, so, boys drive together. It's a good mojo for the boys. We grab some food, and we get a good night's sleep. Game's at 8 o'clock, lots of time. Guys are happy, right? We get to the rink early, music's going, everybody's in a good mood. The energy for this team from the very start, first game, it's been electric.
All right, boys, congratulations. I'll let you go enjoy the milks.
Thank you again.
Congrats, no problem.
And they will enjoy those milks indeed, Shani. Shani, you've obviously been a part of a ton of championship teams, but for these guys that are moving on to the next level, how important is it to have that experience as a winner?
I think it's huge because you always hear people talking about having guys who have been there. It's just to know that you can, can play under the pressure. You know what it's like to win a championship. The sacrifices you have to make to win a championship, and all these guys can reflect on that, when they're under pressure in a different level somewhere else. So I think it's absolutely huge for them, and these guys will carry that to, whatever level they'll go to. And, I'm sure many of these guys will be going to the NLL, and some of these guys will win NLL championships.
A guy who's looking to make the next jump to the National Lacrosse League with Panther City, Lacrosse Club is goaltender Cam McLeod, who joins Matt Carrick.
All right, thanks, Patty. Cam McLeod, tremendous tournament from you. We've been talking your numbers up the entire time. As a goaltender, did you know you were playing almost every game when you came into the tournament, and how do you prep for that?
No, I came in thinking I got to earn my time, and I did, or that was the case. I knew my main goal was to earn every minute for this team, and I think I did that and played really well, yeah.
Your thought process going through that game, I mean, run and gun the entire time. Is there time to settle in? Is there time to think about the game when you're in the crease?
As soon as the whistle hits, game's on. You just got to worry about making the first save. Then after that, making the second save and so on, yeah.
The one question I haven't asked is Steve Toll on the bench. Just seems to win everywhere he goes. Talk to me about being coached by him.
Oh, he's awesome. He always wants the best out of you, and that's all you want in a coach. And yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
After a couple years off, this tournament was to get guys back on the floor, but also eyes on them. One of the newest signees of Panther City. How quick is the rebound going to be for you, and when do you start shifting to NLL camp?
Well, that's in October, so I got some time, but in the next coming weeks, I'm starting up with University of Guelph, so now I'm all eyes on that right now.
Attaboy, all eyes on that nice jug of milk too. So, well, Cam, we'll let you go celebrate with your team. Congratulations, and on not just the win, but an incredible tournament. All right, you got it.
Just saw Steve Toll, head coach of the St. Catharines Athletic, walk off the floor with a beverage in his hand, and unfortunately for our sponsor's sake, it was not a milk, so I'll let you guess what it was. A hard-earned beverage indeed, but they talked about Toll, and I said before, you've seen a lot of him as a player, as a coach, firsthand in Mimico, but I don't think we can understate how well of a job he's done with this group since jumping over to St. Catharines.
Oh, yeah, he sure has. And this was obviously, the end goal was the Minto Cup, but this is, what they were able to do, and they've won the biggest trophy they could play for this year. So, yeah, he's done a great job. He's got such an intensity with him, but the players love him because, as McLeod said there, he just wants everyone to play their best, and that's what they want too.
No doubt about that, and we see some alumni down on the floor as well. You heard the name Stainhouse be called. His son Ty Stainhouse on this team, a youngster. I believe he was actually added to the roster before this tournament, or just as this tournament was going to start. Billy D. Smith, Micah Kersey. So obviously special moment for these guys as well to see their program that they started with starting to come back up, especially when it's some of their kids.
Oh yeah,
and people that they know are playing.
So cool to see, and we talked about the last time they won 2003, and I don't know for sure, but I would bet that Stainhouse and Billy D were probably on that team.
We talked a lot about what Steve Toll has done, and I think we need to give a lot of shout out to the man who Matt Carrick is going to talk, the architect of this championship team. Matt?
Thanks a lot, Pat. First off, your emotions over the last 2 days. You got to play your former team in Mimico to get here, and I saw you getting your steps in over on the other side, pulling the Billy Bean you couldn't watch, but now take us to here.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, there was about 10 guys on that team that Steve and I coached when we were back in Mimico that we had that real nice run with through the Minto Cup. So it was exciting, nerve-wracking to play them. And then, obviously, for me to sit here and watch these games compared to coaching is real tough. So, I definitely spent some time on the other side of the rink pacing back and forth. But that's how she went tonight.
So I don't think I can ask you any questions about the game then. The prep from last night, I asked a couple of the players this. It's such a quick turnaround. Normally you get 3 days to prep for a 7-game series, but overnight to come back today for one game.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously playing a team 3 times in 3 weeks. I don't think we were concerned about who we're facing because we knew they could do, they knew what we could do. So obviously that type of stuff, I heard the coaches talk a little bit before the game and say, hey, we just got to let this thing roll because it's up to the players at this point, and we can micromanage a little bit, but let's let them go out and play.
A number of players, and again, I forget the number, 99s, 2000s, that you're now sending out either NLL, some of them said they're going NCAA. Your thoughts on the graduating class?
It's been amazing. It's been a process since Steve and I got here. Obviously, it was the first time St. Catharines got in the playoffs in 10 years when we got here. And then the year after, we lost that heart-wrencher to Burlington, which was really tough. And then to get here, the commitment from the guys like Liam Ham to come down and Felix from Sudbury and this group to pull together for one last championship was something that it was great to be able to pull together.
Well, Jeff, I appreciate you coming back to do this. And off camera, you had said the party's in St. Catharines tonight. So for those of you watching back home, get ready.
There's a party in St. Catharines tonight.
Thanks, Jeff.
We know the party has already started here at the track. It's continuing in St. Catharines, and I think a man who deserves a milk, we'll say, is the man that is standing by Matt Carrick there, the commissioner. What an unbelievable job he did in his first shortened season. The future is so bright here for the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, Shanny.
Oh, it sure is. And yeah, Commissioner Grimes has done a great job, and we've talked about it already. And I think Matt's going to ask him a few words.
Without further ado, Matt, take it away with the commish.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Mark, I told you earlier in the week I was really excited when I heard you were going to be the commissioner. I live in your riding, and I know what you can do. The challenge just to get this to happen, to get the space, to get the players on the floor, let's start there.
Well, listen, no one really knows what went behind the scenes to make this happen, but it's good to have some good political connections. Minister McLeod out here today was phenomenal in her office to get these kids back on the floor, but wow, what a rewarding couple of weeks it was. I mean, a lot of the kids coming up to me all week was most rewarding. The players thanking me. They don't know who I am, but listen, I'm committed to this league. I couldn't say no when they approached me, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of excitement with our rebranding. I have a great team around me, but you know, JVI knocked it out of the park. You guys, Matt, Pat, and Shani up there, the numbers that were being seen around the world watching these is great. So our sponsor was out tonight. She was blown away, so we're looking for some long-term relationship. But listen, we got a lot of work to do over the winter, and you know, we get that full season. It's going to be phenomenal when we get everything put in place, and I got lots of ideas and lots of great things we want to bring forward.
And we heard some of those on Back of the Bird. So
the Back of the Bird, I let a lot of the stuff out, but you know, I'm looking at expansion to the league. I mean, you know, this is the fastest growing game in the United States. You see the box lacrosse now is on the move down there. We can't sit back on our heels. The rule changes we brought in, I've heard nothing but great things. I think the referees like them, the players like them, the coaches like them. So, you know, we have to bring that forward. We can't sit back on how this game's been played over the years. We got to get over our silos and move this game forward. That's what I'm all about, and about collaboration with everybody. So we got a lot of work to do, and I'm prepared to lead. So I'm happy about that.
The idea for 44 games in 2 weekends, what crazy mind thought of that?
Well, originally we were going to go to the Hill Academy and play it outdoors like it was back in when Shani was a kid, when he played in the old Drummond Bowl. But, you know, I was trying to get in a stage 2 where we could get them on the floor. And then, you know, the great idea was to go play outside. Then as I talked to the province and the minister's office, there was an opportunity to come inside. We did a about face after a lot of work was done at the Hill. And we decided to come here with Mr. Dawick's approval, and we came in. So it was just a fabulous facility to put it off in. So anyway, it was just, you know, it's just been a great couple weeks. The both semifinal games down to 1 goal, and this game today down to 1 goal. It could be better for lacrosse in Ontario. And listen, what a showcase it was.
So I know you talked about expansion. I know you talked about having some conversations about next year. But where does the league go from here? I feel like it's such a high. People are talking about it, social media, the numbers that we've seen, obviously. Where can you take it for next year?
Well, it goes nowhere but up. But I'll tell you, I've set the bar high, and people have stopped me and thanked me. They don't know who I am. But listen, I'm happy to lead this organization. It's nowhere to go up. I have some great ideas. You heard me talk on the Back of the Bird, going to Lamport Stadium next year, doing a reverse winter classic, do a summer classic, doing a celebrity game, having all our teams play. I've talked to Nick Sakevich from the NLL. He wants to partner with on that. So we've even started on that, but that's one of my great ideas to really promote the game downtown Toronto. And listen, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a busy winter, but I'm up to the task. That's for sure.
Well, Mark, I want to congratulate you on the last couple weekends. Thanks for having JVI in the building. We've enjoyed it, our entire crew, and congratulations once again.
JVI, Gary and his team, you guys were a big part of it, and we heard nothing but great comments. When you can showcase this kind of talent across North America, across the world, that's what it's about, and that's what we have to do. So I'm looking forward to it. So, but thank you to JVI.
All right, our pleasure, and thank you again for your time and for the last couple weekends.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers. Back up to Pat Gregoire and Brian Shanahan, who will close our evening here. Sounds like the party's on over on the other side.
The party has started, and I think it's going to happen for a long time here, Shanny. Shanny, it's been a long night. It's been a long, long haul. We want to thank you for hopping on board here as St. Catharines brings home their first title to the Niagara region since 2003. For everyone here at the JVI Sports Network, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to all the OJLL games over the past 3 weeks. We will see you very, very soon. Major Series Lacrosse next week, and of course, we'll be back with the OJLL next summer.